let me just check one of the things up again. You never know. Because sometimes it like starts early and sometimes it doesn't. I think it's here. Potentially. Hey, there we go. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome back. Today, well, first off, if you would notice the stream name, it's the same as last time because it's like, well, frick. I mean, it's basically the same thing. Freaking, do I really need to add a part two? It's just it's the exact same concept. But we're back at it again. What can we say? So basically, again, we're just drawing. We're gonna be drawing more scenes for the nuzlocke video, but this is primarily just a hangout and chat sort of stream. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I freaking have a lot of I realize I have a lot of scenes to go through. Why'd I do this? Why'd I write in so many animated scenes? Huh? The problem. That's genuinely just an issue with the thing. But oh well. Let's see. We have that. We have the Leland. They go to fight. Let's see. Fight part one. Oh, I need to open up the timeline view again. Dang it! Oh, dang it! There you go, gambling. Okay, let's see. So I guess for initial context, while I set this up already, so I don't have to explain it, or maybe I don't have to explain it because I mean we just started streaming. It's like, you know, like unless you're like incredibly early, the early bird who gets the worm. I'll probably have to re-explain it again. But in this scene, this is near the end of the first fight where Freddy is like, "Oh no, I gotta go heal my Pokemon." Because freaking what is it? Lily is like dying. She's getting cooked out here by our rivals unknown. So he's like, "Oh, we gotta go. I gave her a potion or something." But then Oak's like, "No, you cannot do that. It is against the rules, the determined rules for the nuzlocke, which technically hasn't started yet." I'm still thinking about that as like a thing. I don't know. I might make it so that in universe, like it's illegal for the trainers to use items during battle. Which might also be like a break between, I don't know. Like maybe that's only like, again, the nuzlocke technically ends when you become champion, but they're not champions yet. They're the gym leaders, so I don't know. Maybe it's just illegal for like nuzlocke participants to use items, you know. And Oak's like, "Oh no, even though it hasn't started yet, you know, we can't like let you like go into this mentality of you just using items." Like an E. Alright, it's like an unknown E. Maybe like zoom this out a little bit more. All right. I don't know. Writing lore. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. Again, what's changed? Yeah, maybe I'll put like the E up here for like. So I guess to clarify, the unknown, they started their rival. We gave the rival unknown because basically that's how the rival picks the type for the Pokemon that's strong against yours, and so apparently strong against our Psyduck was the unknown in the lab. Uh, which the unknown keeps throughout the rival keeps throughout their journey, I should say. So their starter is basically worthless. And so their ace is usually like the weakest Pokemon on their team, which is kind of funny if you think about it. But I think narratively it's gonna be like a spun like they're doing a challenge run, if that makes sense, because I think well, not exactly a twist because it makes sense when you think about it, but like the rivals doing their own like nuzlocke run, if that makes sense. So they are also going to be very kind of bound under mostly the same restrictions as Freddy. But where Freddy and the rival differ is that the rival's more of like a challenge based, more modern take on the Nuzlocke, while Freddy's more of like a story based, like original take on like the Nuzlocke. I think I was that happened kind of organically while I was writing the script for the video. Uh, but I think at a certain point, I think while I was writing the script for the video, and then I was still playing through it. I was like, wait, I don't know if the point is like the challenge runs are necessarily bad and then the story runs are good, because I don't think that's like actually like the takeaway from this. I think it's just more that both styles are valid and can coexist. So I think I didn't like actually do it in the actual run, but I think there's some stuff that I think in the finale I think probably the most representative of that. You know what I mean? There. I don't know. Weird writing. I kind of love writing, but it takes a long time. Also, like I feel like the thing of writing is that you can get like an early draft done pretty quickly, but then you have to like edit it and then review it and then go edit like I don't say like review because you don't really need to review it, but get it like checked out by other people and all that. I guess that is a review. I don't you know what I mean though. I guess that's what an editor is, if you really think about it. His hair is very aggressively pointy right now. It's just I'm looking at the reference art for it, and it's like it doesn't really he doesn't really have this like three pronged like hair bit, but I just keep drawing him like this because the reference one I have, and this is the problem of not drawing like full on reference like pieces, is that it only covers like the hat's like at this angle, so it's like of course it's not gonna show the hair here. I think maybe this just means that the hair here is gonna be like really small, or maybe just like little baby. Yeah, I don't know. Excuse me, I had like I freaking had burger earlier because again, freaking I think I just eat a lot of burgers these days. They're just easy to consume. They're widely available at most times. Uh, again, they have variance in substance, so I mean, might as well. Yeah, let's just create one. Something like that. I don't know. I feel like again, it's the commonality in hairstyles is something that I need to like kind of work on a little, just a little bit, a tiny bit. I don't know. His hair is looking kind of similar, but again, oop. Well, that's what happens when you kind of just design a character off a whim and then realize, wait a second, it looks kind of like all some of these other characters I just can't design off a whim. Oh well. Whoopsie doo. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Speaking of the other characters, I need to go back to doing some of the other stuff I was say supposed to. I mean, I guess supposed to do works as well. Like for again, I really hate this idea, but I think I might have to because I want to at least get some of working title, which is the rename version of what was previously known as Butt Boulevard, that project. So I want to get working title, at least like some of the earlier episodes done by like July, like start of July. So I might have to put Lesser Quest back on the back burner, and I want to get this done as soon as possible because I don't want to have to keep worrying about, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to taking up space in the back of my mind. I want to just like, you know, move on, if that makes sense. Strike while the iron's hot. I just after you finish the nuzlocke. Also, at the same time, I don't know. The problem is like with a lot of stuff these days, it's like if you make a YouTube channel, then you post something like, let's say if I post like a gameplay video, then it's like people are like, oh, this guy does gameplay videos. And then if I do something else, it's like, well, wait a second, this isn't a gameplay video. But the thing is, I don't know how what the division of things is gonna be, right? Like how like I think the idea is I want to just do like I say stories, but I mean maybe for a better way to illustrate it, maybe like potentially just like movies, maybe I don't know. Again, dangerously Sam territory, but uh, you know, basically just like very scripted, not exactly like super long, but at least like videos of a certain like length that tell a greater cohesive story. Could just be series as well. Like, I guess like as a way to describe it. And I guess that kind of tracks with the definition of like certain like nuzlocke videos, but it's not necessarily like I think when someone's like, "Oh, it's a nuzlocke video," what I want to subscribe to them for, I guess like gameplay challenges or something. You know what I mean? It's a little different. The caliber, not the caliber. I guess the inherent qualities of the video are different. Because I noticed I keep saying "I suppose" recently. You can I think it's not just that. There are a couple other like words that are just there just to like, you know, uh not take honestly not to take responsibility, but it's just like to just be like, oh well, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, that sort of vibe. You know, just to say, oh, I'm not entirely the authority on this. But yeah, that's those sort of phrases I've been using since forever. But I suppose it's basically just the newest iteration of that, and then one day it'll be something else. Like uh, I ponder, you know, as it may be. I'm trying to add in slowly but surely more words into my vocabulary again, into my regular lexicon, because I feel like I won't do that inherently. Uh, like at least in the current day and age and where I am right now. Like there's no one forcing me to, so I won't. But I don't know. It's just better to have a like a larger way to describe things, because I've been realizing sometimes when I talk to people about stuff, it gets very repetitive and samey if I just say the same things over and over again. But I don't know. Maybe it's not working. Maybe it is working. I don't know. I'll say it is what it is, but you know, sometimes that's what it is. That's what it may be. Uh, those you know those like things that they sound like sort of like I'll say like gift stores, but you know so word of the day like calendars or whatever. I think I used to have a couple of those. I wonder if they still sell them. I feel like that you could just get the equivalent of just like going to, you know, like excuse me, Merriam-Webster or whatever, just looking at theirs. And if not Merriam-Webster, it's just some other site that does the exact same thing of just like um you know, like, oh, it could be very funny if sorry for the detour. It's just very funny if like Freddy is just shown holding out like a potion and Oak just like smacks it out of their hand. Like they just grab a potion out of like a bag. Again, also disclaimer for this stream. A lot of the art I draw is going to be very rough, very sketchy. It's just mostly because I don't want to spend a lot of time doing the art for this video, so I'm intentionally leaving the quality threshold at lower than I would usually keep it. But also B, because I plan to redo some of the most of the bits later just to clean up the line work and stuff. So yeah, not all of them, but like a fair chunk of them. Like a potion out there on the bag. I always keep forgetting what like a Pokemon potion looks like. I think I had it like vary a little bit in the last scene or the one of the scenes. Uh, Something like this, right? I could just Google it, and honestly, I probably should just Google it. But nah, who has time? Who has the time? Wait, I was talking about something, wasn't I? Probably. Yo yo yo, what's up, Anish? NG Dance, welcome site as usual. Going, how's it going? And you know, is doing the exact same thing we did last stream of just working on art and just chatting basically. I didn't even update the freaking the title because it's like, yeah, it's basically the same thing. Because holy, there's so many scenes to go through. Yeah, how's it going? How's it going? Friday, right? Ooh, holy. Let's go. I love a weekend. I don't know. I think if someone's like I don't like Saturday and Sunday, or at least you know Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like my favorite day of the week is like Tuesday or whatever, or like Monday. That's like a serious like blemish on their character, honestly. Or about their character, but I don't know what they got going on in their week that makes it like that. That is so. I think universally everyone's just like, yes, the weekend. It's not particularly a unique thing. It's just very yeah, it's what it is. Going good, recovering from being sick. Oh, ooh, being sick's the worst, honestly. And yeah, that sounds bad. Good to hear you're feeling better though. And my I know people who are like always sick. I'll say that. Like they will be sick like more often than they are not sick. Just usually with like colds or I don't know, some like headaches or stomach aches or whatever. But just I don't know. So I always look at them and like I feel bad, but also at the same time, it's like I never see you because you're always sick. Yeah, they got they're going through it. They're going through it. Uh, I feel like too when it's like I don't know, when I was living uh alone and I got sick, that was like game over basically because like frick you gotta like cook for yourself. You gotta like do your own like you gotta do everything that you gotta do normally, but like with no like buffer, and it's like freaking terrible because you're sick, and that makes everything way worse. Not like a fever or anything. My stomach for some whatever reason is weak, and random days I throw up after you. Ooh, oh, I think I remember saying you had like a weak stomach, but I didn't know like it give you like a like an actual like or I guess like you know, sickness or yeah. That's wild. Is it like have you noticed like patterns with like whatever you eat, or is it just like anything? If it's anything, oof, that's tough. But at the same time, if it's like a pattern of something and it's like something you like, it's like well, that's also like equally tough. I mean, I don't know. And I made it strong, like hold the bag like this, like that, maybe something. Whatever. It's just sketches. Sketch in the bag sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's wild to think that we're in this current year and freaking there's not been some sort of cure all, the panacea invented for just every disease. Wow, humanity slacking for real. On, get with it. Just why not just alchemize like the perfect concoction, the perfect antidote for anything. I don't know actually why I do that. Just randomly getting it through. Not sure if it's because of weak stomach. It just happens if foods are dense, like some sauces. I think. Ooh. Well, at least if you have like a rough ballpark of like what kind of like at least what could potentially trigger it, then that's good. It's still unfortunate that you have to deal with that, but at least it's better than when it happens like out of nowhere. And it's like, well, what's causing this? And it's like, oh, freak, I don't know. Because I think I had that at a certain point where it's like, uh, not exactly the same thing, but it's like I had a freaking. I think after a while for like I think like 2 months or something, I just randomly get these like intense like bloating and like cramps just like in the middle of the night, and so I couldn't sleep. And I was like, frick, this is like the worst experience in my life ever. And it's probably because of something I ate, but I don't know what it was specifically. And it just randomly stopped after a certain point. So I'm like, well, that's great. I, the greatest unsolved mystery of all time. And then came back later, and then I'm like, well, I don't know what it is anymore. Stop this. Way more money to be earned from treating disease than curing it. The sad, the sad truth of today. We live in a society moment. Which I guess like as a side tangent, freaking I wanted to include a line because I was including lines from some classic Pokemon songs, or from the like the anime, and one of the songs is just titled like we all or like Pokemon World, and one of the lyrics is like we all live in the Pokemon world. So I want to do like a sort of like a meme, like a parody, I suppose, of what the Joker, we live in a society meme, but with the just some random Pokemon being like we all live in a Pokemon world. But I just couldn't think of a good way to include it or fit it in. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if everyone will have this. No. Bottom text. What can I say? Where the frick? How the frick is this bag gonna be held? Like something like that. I don't know. Something like this. Again, I look back at some of the sketches that I've done. And I'm like, wow, not my greatest work, but also at the same time, I look at the freaking backlog list of what to do, and I'm like, actually, you know what? Better this than nothing. What can we say? NG dance moment for real. Uh, I was gonna say, how much are you spamming? You might as well. Is it like a go look at the source moments? Go see what the source of the, not the source of the meme, but like source of the go check out Team Fortress 2. I guess. Uh, I cannot recommend or not recommend it because again we haven't played. I think we talked about it right before. We were like, I'm not really good at shooters, but like I mean, with it being your coping mechanism for literally anything, as quoted, I mean, maybe it's time. Uh, I mean, I say that, but sometimes it's just not worth it to go through it. I might have said this before, but maybe not. I think there's the meme about like I'm probably gonna draw it actually a little later today as well. But there's like the classic meme of like wait, you guys are getting paid? If you know that one. And so I saw it and I was like, you know what, I'll watch the movie where it came from. And it was okay, I guess, as a movie. I mean, it's one of those movies that you second monitor, but not worth it to just find one meme, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like an Emperor's New Groove situation where it's like, okay, this movie's full of like bits that you can like, I get it now. But if for like one meme, like the ratio, like the weight it has to pull is much higher, and therefore it wasn't really worth it. I think I said my reaction time was horrible on the side bad shooters. Yeah. There's I don't know if they have a shooter equivalent, but they have actually no, I think they might have like there's super hot, right? There's like, I don't know if that necessarily counts, but that's like the game where like you like things only move when you move, right? I was thinking of initially, was it your only move is hustle, where it's like the fighting game you can play without like having good reaction time because it's all like turn-based inputs. So I mean, there's also potentially that if there's for like a fighter equivalent. But there's one where I should get out because you move so fast people can't react to one coming, which kind of evens out the playing field. I guess so. Yeah, if nobody can, I'm just thinking of syndrome meme. But I'm trying to think how it's like applicable here. It's like if nobody can react in time, everyone can. I guess I don't know. Something maybe higher like that. Maybe like this. Something like that. Also, weapons kind of aimbot, especially the snipers no scoping. Interesting. I mean, it's neat that like a shooter does have that, right? Because I mean, there's a billion other shooters that are just like, oh, you gotta like pure skill, like shoot or whatever. So I might as well. It could go hard. It could go very hard. Very hard indeed. Honestly, though, I might like need that, like that sort of thing, because freaking I can't aim. I don't know. It's just a history of not playing shooters made me not be good at shooters. Who would have guessed? You know what I mean? If everyone's using OP weapons, no one's using OP ones. Yeah, there we go. The equivalents. The The Incredibles was that was a great movie. I remember really loving it as a kid. I think it really holds up. I I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think we're ever gonna get a third one because of how the second one performed, or and also like all the cast is like really old right now. But I don't know if we need a third one though. I think it's worked. Honestly, it worked great as a standalone. But then everyone's like, oh, we need a sequel to everything. Like that's kind of like a prevailing thing. It's like, oh, if something's good, we need to give it like a whole like series, which is not necessarily always something you want. Because nowadays, or not nowadays, it was kind of, it's a little old news, but I remember when a Megamind got an animated sequel. It was like, or quote unquote sequel. I guess we don't really talk about it because we don't. It's not really, you know, what is it? You may be a Jedi, but we not consider you a member of this council sort of situation. Because it's just so poorly produced. Not gonna lie, I don't remember anything from those movies. When you say those movies, do you mean The Incredibles or just other animated film? I guess Pixar, yeah, or Pixar, and then for Megamind, it would be why am I blanking on the name? You know, yeah. I mean, I think for me at least, the Incredibles kind of endured through some of the memes as well. So I don't remember like too much of the exact plot, but there's a lot of specific jokes and moments that kind of like register still, if that makes sense. But I think that's also the case with like a lot of other people of the movie. It's like, oh, where is my super suit? And then you know, in no capes. What else is there? In Winston's, I think not. In the well, I mean, and other things as well that kind of spawned from it, like Mr. Incredible becoming uncanny. Uh, Incredibles, yeah. The second one wasn't as memorable, I think. I don't know, except for like I guess Math is Math. That one stuck around for a bit. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. There's a Attack on Titan live action. The comedian's done a great job in hiding it. Isn't there a case like though with like that like a lot of different like anime as well? I will say Attack on Titan live action. I've not like they have done a great job of hiding it. I'm not aware of it, but I know there's like other things there. It's like the equivalent for right. Like Dragon Ball has like a live action. Uh, Death Note has a live action. There's so many like live action adaptations for this like stuff randomly. What was it? Did Naruto have one? Maybe. Dragon Ball Evolutions. Yeah. I mean the live action movie that everyone loves, right? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's been like they make a Goku a high school student. that, that why? Why would they do that? That make a no sense. Actually, I say that, but then there, there's always like they always got to feel like they need to change something with the adaptation, right? They always got to be like, oh, we're gonna do something different to separate ourselves from the source material. The reason why people actually want to see this in the first place. Yes, I say that in a little bad faith. I mean, there's sometimes there's a little like you actually genuinely need to make some changes to the source material to adapt it. But for stuff like that, I don't think so. I don't know. How far Goku needs to be a high school student? You know what I mean? Like that sounds a little ridiculous. You have like a good like shocked expression like this. Uh, Actually, the more I think about it, I feel like for every sort of like uh show or series, uh maybe not every like it happens a lot with animation and maybe other like I guess like cartoons where there'll be like a random they'll have like a movie or like like a direct to DVD or like limited theatrical release movie, and then that one it's like people are like this thing has a movie. uh I don't know. I don't know what this is not any of the things I listed right now, but I'm remembering the Sweet Life on Deck movie for some reason. I don't know. Genuinely like disconnected to completely everything. It's like a good. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. I like this. I like that. Yeah. By the way, fun fact: one of the cast members voice acted a villain in Dragon Ball Super and didn't ask for money because the performance in Dragon Ball Evolutions was so bad. Uh, ooh. I mean, it's funny. Probably should get compensated for doing voice work, but I mean, it is a funny bit. Holy. I don't know. You just think that like actually I say that that actually it doesn't really necessarily mean anything. But I was like, you think with like these productions that have like I don't know about millions for Dragon Ball evolutions, but maybe like at least like surely like 100,000, right? Like surely they at least gotta they at least gotta like be putting some care into how it's being made. By the way, it's a major villain in the story. Dang, dang. Well, I guess I guess props to them. I don't know. When your movie's so so bad that voice actors are actually demanding not to get paid. I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's so many random. Like I think I said I was on this tangent before, but freaking Sweet Life had one. A lot of like random Nick shows I think had one. Now I think about it. But like for like a while it was just that because like studios are just like, oh, this is popular. Well, you know how we can make some big bucks off of it. Just make a movie. That'll do well, right? And then inevitably it doesn't. They don't really put much care or effort or really think about why people would want to see a movie like it, and then it doesn't do that well, and they're like, wait a second, what happened? Huh? How do we get here? What do you mean? What do you mean? Uh, we say all this. There's always like the complaints about like like I guess it used to be network execs, and now it's like studio execs that are like they're so clueless. They don't know anything. They're so out of touch of how things operate. And yeah, this keeps happening. Like, have people not like figured out how to like replace them, or is it just like I don't know? Is it just like to become one, you just have to be incompetent? What can I say? The movie slop, just adding slop to every single at the end of everything. I don't know. In some cases, it really is though. I don't know, like truly. I mean, it's not even really that new of a concept, right? Freaking Disney did it. They made their direct to DVD movies, and those were not really that good. So I mean, I say that I don't know. Maybe someone's coming out of the woodworks and defending like the third Aladdin movie and be like, "This is amazing. This is the work of peak fiction." Did they make three? I don't know. I know they made at least two. They gotta make at least two. It's probably like the three cylinder Cinderellas or something, like Little Mermaids. Probably good enough. It's like a little bit like larger, like that. Yeah, the hat's a little too rotated, but again, freak. If you would see the scene list, you'd say move on as well. Yeah, the new one. You just get drink it quick. Two-liter plastic jug of water. I think that's the play. Genuinely. But I remember watching the Little Mermaid like 3 years ago, and the animation was actually so crazy. Best part of the movie. 3 years ago. Dang. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I guess let's say the modern youths like an old person, but I like what's the kind of this the layout or the I don't want to say dietary plan, but uh I guess movie slash show formulation for newer audiences, because I swear Little Mermaid, like, it was all the Disney classics were like immediately fed before we were 10. Like it was like everywhere. I guess nowadays it's like not as frequent because they're a bit older, but I don't know. I was like, that's awesome. Wow, there's a class exactly. Yeah, yeah, like if not through uh through your parents, it would have been at least through class. Yeah, they were on with the animation again, uh, and then Disney decided to be like, actually, we're gonna make live action adaptations of the movies and make them basically exactly the same. Or when they're different, they're gonna be different but worse. It's like, why would you? Why would they? Who wants this? And evidently, if you look at the sale or like the box office, people do want that for some reason. Like what? This is the last. I swear. I swear. I swear. Okay, cool. Then duplicate this. And then put the new thing here. When I movie days, the one where Home Alone, High School Musicals, and some finished movies. Okay, interesting. I'm assuming Home Alone's for around the. Actually, it doesn't have to be like a Christmas like holiday like winter holiday movie, but just kind of like build as one. You know what I mean? Or at least the second one is. I know the first one is to an extent, but I mean, I've seen the second one more personally, just because it's on more or like on like uh TV networks back in the day. High School Musical, I've not seen personally, so I cannot like vouch for or against the quality of High School Musical. But it got enough like sequels and series, so it has to be there has to be something there, right? Surely, surely it can't just be all bad. I say unknowing. I only have a few movies. Oh, few movies is quite. I mean, if you're at least if you're talking about something else, then maybe if you're talking about High School Musical specifically, then I mean that's pretty funny. Like, I don't know. I can't judge the quality of the High School Musicals. I've only seen like 7 of them. Uh, Apparently the High School Musical was a school. I need to look this up. I actually look this up because this is something that I do not fully believe. I would be surprised if there is one. I don't know exactly how to type it though without it being a weird. I use incognito for like random searches, but yes. Hello, Mysterious Mayonnaise. How's it going? We are again. I didn't even change the stream title from last stream. It was just freaking. It's just we're just chilling. We're drawing. We're chatting. Currently, I'm being enlightened on. We're just talking about like I think movies and films and stuff. And so apparently it's a High School Musical. I don't know what's the quality of this because I've never seen it. I wouldn't know. I just know it was around as a kid, and I was like, oh, this is something that's happening, but I've never been fully aware. It's a Disney Channel thing. I don't know. I'll look it up as a different one. I feel like it's a little off. Remember being good, not but not great. I mean, potentially. I have no clue. I mean, but the quality of like entertainment that you're exposed to as a kid is kind of like wildly varying. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it'll be like, oh, this is actually like really good entirely, and then sometimes it's just kind of not. It's like anything but. But they're like, no, it's a kids show. What do you mean? It's got like funny little dancing animated dudes. This must mean it's perfect. It's peak. I think I would have enjoyed it a lot better if I saw it as a kid. Oh, so you've seen them as like as like an adult. That's interesting, honestly. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Would you say they're worth going back to sort of like autopsy, sort of check out the damage afterwards, or is it is it just not worth it? Because I know there's like a freaking some series that I'm like, you know what? I know this is something that people really liked. I'd never imagine myself going into this, but sometimes I just want to go see what it's like, right? So, like I knew someone who was like, who told me that like the equivalent of what for this like High School Musical stuff, but for like Glee, and they're like, yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. They watched like all of Glee because a friend wanted to, and they were just like, bored and like idling on their like computer or whatever. They're like, okay, sure, I'll watch together, which is already not inspire a lot of confidence, but yeah. Where is Professor Oak coming from? Oh, this other way actually. You mean the peak? You mean the real? I guess. I'm telling you, Anderson, there's gonna be like something like 2 weeks or whatever. It's like this is the new emotes. It's that both I don't know, spy or something. There's oh, but the slap would the wait. I'm envisioning it, right? He runs in, he rushes in, and then like judo kicks it like out of the hand. How the frick did I draw Oak before? I think it's in this thing already, actually. It's a good one. The Battle Cat. I think what I might do to save on like drawing, to save my mental, is to something like this. Let me just screenshot this because I don't know if I have it right now. Is to just draw or to replace freaking Ryan with a different cat PNG every single time, like after like the first couple times. You know what I mean? So I might use a Battle Cats one at some point. Just why not? I just need a cat. Anything to get the workload lower again. Freaking, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure if I was going there. Maybe. It has to match the list a little bit. All right, we'll see. We'll see. I was looking at the Tomodachi Life cat. There's like a freaking there's like a website. It's like Spreader's Resource that has like a bunch of models of different what basically models and sprites of different assets from video games. And so they have one for Tomodachi Life, but they don't have like the exact. They have one in the preview, but they don't have the exact one that I wanted in the model viewer. Like I had to like go download it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to like go through all that effort for just this. Would have been great though, but I don't know. I have to like maybe download a different program to like view the saved model because it's not like a like an FBX or anything. Ugh. I would just love random references in videos. Depends. I could see it. Sometimes it's maybe like overdone. Like not necessarily a video, but for like a movie. Do you remember when Ready Player One came out? And it was just it's literally the entire movie is just a reference to other things. I think that's like that like I mean obviously there's like a limit and that's like more of an extreme example, but there's got to be some original substance, added if I've never watched. I mean, I don't know if I can recommend you to watch it. I personally I wouldn't say so, but or read. I think reading it's even worse because there was a, I mean, freaking, I don't know, the author's the questionable person, or at least from what I've heard before. I could be wrong. What's the ear looking at? It's just like a circle ear. I don't know. When it's done like when like references are done correctly, I mean sure, but I don't know. Again, it has to work on a level where if you don't get it, if you don't get the reference, then it's fine. I think freaking there's like a scene in like I think Madagascar or something where there's like a I say this because I put Madagascar on like a second monitor and watched it while playing I think No Rest for the Wicked a couple weeks ago. But there's like what I think it's Alex. I think it's Alex the lion's like freaking complaining about the statue being statue being like turned into like ash or whatever. But then they're like using the "you blew it up" reference from Planet of the Apes, which is like I don't know. I feel that I feel like that's like maybe a bit like I guess if you understand where it's coming from, sure. But like if you have no clue, you're just like, oh, he's just saying things. As a kid, I had no clue, and it's like he's just saying things. Yeah, like I guess that yeah, like oh, what you're saying, I think that makes sense. I don't know how I like when it's done. Like I don't know too many examples of when it's done really well. That's why I hit that one number. Uh, there's like a million numbers. You gotta specify. So if you're saying the one I'm potentially thinking about, then I'm both perplexed, but also I'm like I can't believe I can't. The recent meme number. Okay, yeah, then you're talking about the same one. Is it even a reference to anything though? Like for real? Like I thought it's just like a I don't know. That being said, famously, I'm out of touch with current trends. There was I think there was a while ago. I remember reading there's like a post or some sort of comment that was like uh that was like, oh, we need more funny numbers. All we have is 69 and 420. And I guess it's like this is like a monkey's paw situation. Uh so yeah. Yeah. It's a reference to a song that has lots of purpose thing. I mean, if it was a reference to the song, the song was pretty popular for it to, I guess, keep. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, you say that, Anish, but then you hate the meme number, and then an army of angry like 9 and 10 year olds are gonna like come like screaming at you. I don't know. Is that the case? I have no clue. I don't know. Eventually, it'll just probably just die out though. Freaking all things as no, not all things, as most things do. I don't know if there's like a couple. There's a couple ones that do kind of like stay. I won't say eternal, but stay at least somewhat relevant. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's just not that no one says anymore. So yeah, I know, but it'll calm down at some point. Can it's just a matter of time. It's patience, young Padawan, etc., etc. How do I do all this? I guess I should probably say this again. I guess for context, this scene is freaking near the beginning of the video where we're losing the lab fight, and then it's like, oh, we should heal, and Oak's like, no, you can't do that. It's illegal. It's against the rules, the spirit of the nuzlocke. Which isn't necessarily true, it's just hardcore nuzlocks, but you know. Like some sort of like hard fist or whatever. Oh, it'd be funny if it's like actually just like behind their back. We just do like the like old man pose the entire time. Well, I'm just saying, if we have we have what uh what 67 as a meme number. We have 69 as a meme number. What was it? Petition for 68. I don't know what it'd be for, or what the relevance is of it, but maybe that's the maybe that's the way it has to go. I don't know. Or maybe enough of a meme numbers entirely. Maybe just do like meme hexadecimals or something. Every number equals one. Exactly. Again, syndrome, right? It's like every number is a meme number, then no, nothing is. Something like that. I don't know. Freaking this arm is freaking messing with me. It needs to be more angular. Oh, can get some more water. I've been listening, not entirely listening, but you know, just like playing back bits of the previous streams because I want to get the audio at least at a pretty decent place. Because I think a couple streams ago, or at least during some of the Nuzlocke, I was like, frick, this freaking. There's some parts of it that are not super pleasing to listen to. So I've been listening back to some of the recent ones, and I can hear like these like barking in the background. I know what that is. Is I have a, or not necessarily I have. It's like my I love like this little adorable Pomeranian. But Pomeranians are like famously they have big personalities, but they're not very. You know what I'm saying? They're quite literally the definition of like all bark, no bite. Or at least mine is. So if you hear that, that's what it is. But he's very cute, but very stupid. Which is kind of like the ideal pet, honestly. Very cute. I mean, maybe not for all of them. Maybe some of them you want it to be a little, at least a little intelligent. But but like I guess you'd rather a cute but stupid pet rather than an intelligent but kind of ugly looking one. I don't know if there's something necessarily one that I could apply to, but hypothetically that'd be the case. Kind of like this. Anyways, one of these days, it's all like that. Everything in the life can be equated to the one emote. Because oh, it's because the always has, but that's I don't know if it's like gone out of fashion, but I do appreciate. I think that's one of my favorite, not favorite, but like just memes from like the before times that I think still endures. Always has been astronaut one. Because I think back to like honestly, Year of Origin's probably something like 2018, 2019, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think back to some of those other ones around that time. I'm like, no. These can stay in the past. Actually, you're good. I have no idea. You can. That's what know your memes for, right? I guess I don't know. Somewhere it's logged somewhere. All right. The internet's all knowing and unforgetting. So the answers you seek are just I don't know, probably a search away. Spot is very slim for the reference, actually. You rotate it like downwards, maybe. There we go. I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about it now. There was like a question that was floated like a while ago. I think maybe like it was last stream or stream before last stream. It was like oh, what super pets would you have? And I did say Omnipotence. Now I'm thinking at this exact moment, a freaking like iron stomach. Oh, I'm getting cooked right now. Getting problems with burgers. I think there's a. I don't know if it's still updating or like updated yet. There's a comic on I think Webtoon or whatever. There's like the freaking Academy of Marginalized Superpowers, which I remember reading. It was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, but it was also like the powers they had in there were like freaking the ability to change names or like stop wheels or whatever, and that's like yeah. That's the real super power discourse we need. What's like the like what's like a most like hyper specific useless power that you can have? Like, I think everyone's like can someone tell when someone's like lying by like smell like sniffing them out and be like, I smell gas, as in like gaslighting, which is hilarious. Glass nothing man. Yeah, I know. I was thinking what I said. I was like, yeah, I know Anish would agree. And glass glass stomach. Is that worse than glass bones and paper skin? Probably. I mean, either way, you're living in intense agony. I mean, it's like a. Do I want like this or like you know what I'm saying? I think I use it a little too often in this series, but it'd be good to get like a start out of it. It's like a. Uh, by the way, it's kind of a good excuse if someone makes some horrible food, but I have to eat it. I'm giving you so real. You could just say. I mean, you could just say I'm full. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I've been told recently that I'm somewhat of a blunt person, so maybe don't take every social uh, cue or advice from me. But if someone makes food that you're like, I don't I want really want to eat that, you could also just say I don't really want to eat that. I don't know, which may come off as rude, so maybe don't. I mean, again, I've had my fair share of dealing with people who like cloud what they say through like 7 layers of like obfuscation and freaking trickery, and they're like, no, 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 you need to understand. You need, when I say this, you need to go through like 7 different parallel universes to understand that I really mean that. Like I can't. I'm the type of person who's wasting food. Well, I mean, someone's gonna eat it, right? I mean, it's not. Like if they're offering it to you, it's not like it's probably in like some sort of decent condition. Like they're not gonna offer you like some garbage, right? Here, 1 second, I'll be right back. Just hang on a second real quick. All right, sorry, that was dog, as that was. Funny thing, One Piece is kind of affecting you on not wasting food. You're gonna mean the Sanji thing? Yeah, I see it. Like I'd say that I grew up in like a family of like a lot of mouths to feed, so like it was never an issue. It was never a concern. But like, surely people don't like literally throw food in the trash, right? I mean, I say that they probably do, but like, I mean, leftovers exists. Sanji's thinking also Luffy, maybe. I've seen that happen a lot. Interesting. Yeah, and I don't know. I guess the only time I'd actually see it is like if there's like if it's at like some event or like something. It's like you can't. There's no real way to actually have any leftovers, and it's kind. There's not really a solution to that. But I don't know. But I think some people in the world are just gonna be wasteful regardless. It's good that you're like at least trying not to be, but I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, Rick. Some people are just not it. Like that. I don't know. Maybe it's good to just dupe. There's a multiple delete layers option. Dang. Getting, they're really trying with this what 5.0 or whatever. I want to do is yeah, a kick. The kick would be funniest, I think, but it's hard to try to figure out how that play out. Frick would it the angle because it was yeah he was talking on this left yeah I don't know something like that. Probably not rotated as much, but you know what I mean. I need to practice a roundhouse kick so someone that has like a freaking thing a potion in real life. I could just kick it out of their hands. I've returned for the spooky boy. Hello, bunny. How's it going? Yeah. How are you? We are currently just doing the exact same thing as last stream. I don't know. I didn't even change the stream title because like yeah, it's the same thing. It's drawing and mostly just chatting because a lot of this is just random scenes that I need to get done Like, if I look at my scene list, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of stuff. Yo, but how are you? And, you know, like, do like a kick. I guess currently the scene we're working on is the like an early on scene where the beginning nuzlocke where it's like, oh, you can't use items because you know the nuzlocke. So he's just folks just out here casually kicking a potions out of Freddy's hand. I promise not color your perception of more characters again. Look, don't make promises you can't keep. That's all good. Again. Hey, I'm gonna be real. I'm not like super. I mean, I'm open to listening to different interpretations of the characters. Why not? I don't know. I'm not even like that. Like the thing I've learned about the most over the course of like however many, maybe streams, maybe just like days I've been on this planet is like frick. I'm like I'm aware to like the most minuscule amount of like properties in the world, and there's so many franchise and series I have no clue about anything about. So I mean, hey, if you want me to talk about it, feel free. No, not the unconscious. Listen, I spent all my time like making stuff up, right? Like making stories. I'm not out here I guess I mean I don't know. I've been trying to watch more stuff recently. I guess maybe not all stuff. Freaking like when I'm playing games, I'll try to like put on like a movie or something in the background. I don't know. I put all my like knowledge like points and ranks into freaking Pokemon. That's it. Maybe Pokemon and like a couple other things, honestly. Like I'm a furry and RP person, you gotta explore your fantasy more detail. Okay, if you say that, I feel like fantasy is the thing I know like the most about, or just fantasy in general. Freaking like if you're like, oh, I'm gonna tell you about like honestly, if you were to say anything about sci-fi, I'd be like, yeah, I have no clue, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't. But fantasy, okay, you know, ears open. I'm attentive to this stuff. Freaking I don't know. Fantasy, yeah. I don't know. I love fantasy, but I feel like actually I say that I love fantasy. There's a lot of fantasy tropes that are just like kind of meh. But like if it's a fantasy of like a lot of really good, you know, like saying like there's a lot of like there's all the good stuff in it, and none of the bad stuff, which just sounds you sound like a picky child like at like a restaurant. But if it's like that, then it's like that. And fantasy in general, though, imagination. Okay. Hey, maybe. Potentially. Potentially that may be the case. But what if I just don't wanna? Inspiration is everywhere, get cultured. I suppose. I mean, if you're talking about like just like knowledge of broad things, sure. I don't know. I mean in particular just like I didn't like freaking watch like I don't know Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something like that. So if someone's in here who's like wants to talk about that very specific subject, I'll be like I have no clue. I don't know. I have no idea about anything you're talking about right now. But sure, I'll listen along. Freaking, but like, I don't know if you, but like, you say that kind of reminds me of a freaking like mythology and folklore and stuff like that. I used to be a lot more into that as like a kid, but kind of fell off uh of that train growing up. So maybe I might get back into it. Just need to find the proper like sources and avenues to do so, and also just time. Yeah, again. As a vampire fiend, I'm salty you haven't watched it, but this man goes draft you down. Of course, you watched it. The greatest vampire media. you're so right. The greatest vampire media is Hotel Transylvania. I'm kidding. Kidding. That half ironically, half joking. It's a bit. It's all a bit. What's the greatest vampire media? I'll say I do actually really I do respect vampire stories, I guess, lore or media. I think it's not like like number one for me, but it's like relatively, if I were to rank it on like an S to like F rank, it'd be like solidly like somewhere in like the A range. I don't know what was there again. If you're a vampire fiend, there better be like the most like obscure but like incredible freaking recommendation coming in. If it's like, no, okay, there we go. So I was gonna say, play some Vampire Bloodlines over, consider your ignorance. Like, I do remember hearing about Vampire Blood. I was gonna say, if you're like, oh, the best vampire representation is like Twilight or something, I'd be like, I don't know about that one. Nosferatu in the new one. Technically, it's a vampire character in One Piece. Again, there's like everything in freaking One Piece. I'll believe you on that one. Nosferatu. 2024 one. Robert Eggers. I bet. I don't know what it's streaming on or whatever, but yeah. You can keep it clear. uh where the frick is, I need to open up IMDb. I have like I have like different sites to like store all the stuff I've been watching or I plan to watch and stuff. But freaking the watch list is gonna get wild on this one. It's Nosferatu. The watch list. There we go. I'll be on because like there's freaking everything in it. You forgot to include your mandatory like row of NG dance emojis there, Anish. I don't know. I can't take what you're saying seriously right now. Oh, if you're extra best stuff, I guess set reviews. Get my reviews up to really engage the best ones for new watchers. Okay. Interesting. I'll like how new we talking? I mean, I'm a little aware. Maybe not aware. Maybe in the eyes of a vampire fiend, not so aware. I've seen like a couple. Yeah. I think probably I've seen like a couple. I mean, how is that investing you in like good vamp lore? Um, it depends. Depends on the thing. I I said the joke about freaking Hotel Transylvania. I do like I do generally tend towards comedy, but I did see I mean I saw Castlevania, like the Netflix the Netflix one when that came out. I finished that. Okay, it's a little flexible. Okay, do you prefer bloodshed, brooding, or romance? Hmm. Maybe bloodshed, honestly, from those three. I mean, maybe I just need like maybe there's like the one thing where it's like you just need one good book or whatever to change your mind. It's like maybe I just need one good brooding thing to change my mind. I think I see it. And what else is there? All right, I'll get a few recs in there. Each will overlap. All right, bless. Thank you so much. I don't know when I'll watch them, but I swear I'll put them on like on like my watch list. If they're easily accessible, that they replies. Freaking, because the problem is everything these days is on like a different like streaming service or like regionally available or whatever. I need like a wind up animation for this. Double check this. Let's say it doesn't have to be, but I'm just saying it's like it'd be nice if it was. Freaking modern day. We have I think mostly I'd say probably Netflix is probably the one which I don't have. I have against my will. I have Netflix. Again, I don't know. But again, if it's good enough, I'll go out of my way to try to find it. Let's go. Like, I'm freaking wind up. See what else. I think whatever vampire stuff I seen. Yeah, no worries. Whatever. See it. I mean, maybe freaking. That was the last one. Why not Castlevania? It's either What We Do in Shadows or freaking Renfield. I think probably those are the latest ones. Renfield was like ages ago. That's also I don't know, like subjectively at least not very good. It was all right. Definitely second monitor started watching. How do you hear kick? Let's be a little lower actually. Something like this. It's hard to do when the angle and the everything about it is like very like unfortunate. Like it should be a little higher honestly, so you can kind of see the other leg. But if I make it a little higher, then it kind of throws off the because you know in framing, I mean it's I guess it's a little off. You know in framing there's like the rule of like or like the like a 3x3 grid that you draw, right? And you want anything to be on like mostly you want things to be on these points. So I guess potentially what you can do is you can adjust the position of Freddy. All right, true him on all the ones. I have to redo all that. Like, oh. Maybe it's just perfectionism, but like I feel like the less you know about stuff, the easier it is to make things. The more you know, the better you get at it, but it takes longer because you have to be like constantly like, oh wait a second, I have to worry about this or that. But maybe that's like maybe that's incorrect. Because I guess if you don't know anything and then you're like I want to like do like video editing or something, then you're like, what the frick? What do I have to, what is any of this stuff? I mean, I guess Windows Movie Maker does exist. You need like at least like a little bit, and that's it. That's all you need, I think. Honestly, that's what I'm gonna settle on. Oh, it's all gonna be colored, like because of the color scheme. It's all There's all gonna be like there's one giant like blob of like pure pure black. So I don't know how it's gonna transfer as well, but hey, is what it is. I'll do that. Frick. I guess this kind of works out in a sense, in a very morbid sort of sense. You could say this works out. Like you could have this guy show up here, and then this from here. Oop. You can have him. You could scale it up a little bit, and so it looks like he's like more in the foreground. Well, he's not really that much in the foreground. He's just a little bit more. And I have to recopy this. I'm gonna redo the list a little bit. This was. I think a very long time ago. Like I used to go do. It might have been just karate. I think it might have been around the time when Karate Kid came out. Specific, not the original one, not that old. Karate Kid with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. That one. That one came out, and then I was like, "Wow, I want to pick up karate. I want to learn karate." So we went to like a karate place and we did like maybe like 2 lessons. So I was like, I don't know if I really want to learn karate that much. So I never did pick up again. Would be cool to learn though, I think. Actually, you know, sort of like with the hindsight being where it is, I feel like it would be very cool just to have like something that's like a like knowledge of, you know, skill in. A very expensive, similar experience of Dragon Ball, where that's cool. Did you ever stick with with the martial art afterwards, or I'm assuming if you said serious experience, I'm assuming not, but I mean you never know. Nah, yeah. We have to go. We have to go. You have to go learn again. You know, freaking next stream is uh, on the self defense martial arts grind. I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of them available right now. Although I can only think of a. It's technically still Karate Kid, but I think of karate now, and I'm like, oh yes. I just think of this like scenes from freaking Cobra Kai, where they're just like they have these elaborate fight scenes like regular places, and you stop to think about it. It's like, wait a second, this is like, if this would happen in the real world, this is like highly illegal. I mean, it's just like a longer, like straighter leg or something could be good. Uh, Maybe like hilariously extended could be also fun. Maybe not that extended actually. But yeah, just do it, just to a fair extent. Yeah, these are separate layers still. So we merge me when I'm version controlling. Also, just can rip this from here and then just repaste it again. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, exactly. Well, honestly, probably the easier way is to just save it as like a separate image, then have it like rotate in an actual animation. But nah, nah, not worth it. It may be that with care and patience, you get quality work. But if being lazy and just saying, "Oh, it's good enough," you get work done. I say as I get no work done normally on my comic. I think there is like, whatever. Yeah. I am think. Oh, Rick. First watches, yes, in this order: Dracula, Dracula Untold, Lost Voyage, Nosferatu, Lost Boys, Touch on Romance. I feel like those follow Vampire and Queen of the Damned. But if you go, all right, Van Helsing. I've heard Van Helsing uh is basically just like a Castlevania movie. I have no confirmation of this, but I just remember hearing that at some point. But thank you for this list. I don't know if I'm gonna copy paste it as something else, but I will save the image. I'll screenshot it and save it on my computer. Thank you. Thank you for this comprehensive list. Is the what's of this list? What would you say is your personal favorite from here, if there are any? Or like it could also just be personal favorite in general. I mean, sure that works too. I don't know what it's like to be extended like this. Between Dracula Untold and the Voyage of the Last Demeter. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we got a little bit of a build up then going. All right, and with the good stuff at the start. Let's see it. Lots of bloodshed and touch of romance in Dracula Untold. You love to see it. I mean, I probably have to look up a summary of this for what the romance is. I'm assuming it's like is between Dracula and someone else, or is it like a you know what I'm saying like another character in the story that has romance there? That's what the movie. That's what watching the movies for. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. Keep me updated. I love indoctrinating new fang bangers. Yes, absolutely. Is that is that like a official like I want to say like official? But is that like is that like the is that like a community name for it? Because I mean that is pretty it's pretty good. It's a pretty good one. I'll say. Turn from a True Blood series a series of vamps. Ah, okay, there we go. The lore deepens, goes forever beyond. Weird though. What are I will say like a lot of the I do also think it's interesting. A lot of the dates for these recommendations are sort of like you have a lot of ones that yeah you have a couple of like last voyage of Demeter and Nosferatu or like something like relatively new, but then you get a lot of stuff from like the around like the 2000s ish, which I think is really interesting. Crazy. I don't know how is there would you say is there like a new renaissance or something in the vampire community? Is there more are you eating good? Are you feasting right now? I try to keep more recent releases than high related classics. Okay, fair. Yeah. Look at that. How the frick did we get drawn this thing? Club, like kick. Just rotate this a bit. There's a lot of new releases that are going back to Bram Stoker. Ah, okay. There we go. It's here. That's doing well. Voyage is literally a single chapter from Bram Stoker's Dracula. Interesting. It's so. Well, it's gotta be on. I mean, I say it is a newer one. They do really hate to put. Honestly, the fact too that it's not like Netflix in like the US, so it's freaking it's like the worst service possible. But I mean, surely there's got to be something there. Let's check it right now. I'll check it after. Actually, I don't know. Maybe they might have it. They may not. Yeah. Yeah. Just a single yeah. Just like yeah. We know. Freaking I don't know. Like I'm not saying that it's ethical to it's necessarily ethical to you know watch movies and films without paying for them, but freaking they really gotta up their distribution game if they don't want people doing that. At least here. Or at least or even where it is like readily accessible where you can find this stuff, it's like at least make it like not cost like an arm and a leg. I do not part I can't speak. I do not part of the watching movie watching. Also, I know a lot of people that do freaking, and especially with anime. I know a lot of people who just watch that who just exclusively watch it through that. Which is just how they do it. Yeah, exactly. I had so I had someone ask me for I was like, oh, do you know any sites for that? I'm like, freaking, you think I would know? Of course not. Uh, and they're like listing sites that they use, and like freaking that went down. I'm like, what the frick is this new gen stuff? It's too difficult to source otherwise. Exactly, that's the point. And like, what you like? I don't know. It's like either that or like if it is on something like Crunchyroll, let's say for example it is. It's like, do you really want to pay Crunchyroll for that? In the current day, I don't know. Freaking every single like streaming service with like movies or shows or anything, it's kind of just awful generally. I think there are a few notable exceptions, but for the most part, it's like, ugh. Yeah. I refuse to hold like 18 subscriptions at this point. Just bring back cable, exactly. And at least with cable, if you have like a DVR or something, you can just record the stuff and skip through ads. But then nowadays they kind of force you to put ads in every single subscription service anyways. So it's like, what, this is kind of just worse at this point. Why would I want this as a consumer? Right? Like, what's the point of this? Why did you make it like this? I don't know. It just hopefully a bit of me is hoping that this whole situation will be somewhat resolved in the maybe in like the next 5-10 years, but I don't know. I'm not too hopeful about it. If we're being pessimistic, because that's not how they make money. Back what we're talking about, streaming services and subscriptions are kind of the worst, honestly. We're gonna talk about the availability of different shows. Like I was like, oh, if I want to go watch those, like if for example, if I want to watch all the stuff that Bunny suggested, then freaking that's probably on like 5 different like services. And honestly, after that, you probably like go download NordVPN or something like that to watch like half of them because they're not available in my region. And it's like, oh, why go through all this? Just bring back cable, like for real. Okay, phone dying. Gonna head out. Hopefully, still alive when I get back. No worries, Bunny. Hang around. Thank you for the recommendations, but again. so tough. That's why I'm gonna start my own streaming service and just selectively buy the license for whatever I want to see, and that's it. Gosh, I don't know, that sounds terrible. That, and also like at this point nowadays, genuinely, there's a lot of other ways to get entertainment that is free, like legally, like YouTube, for example, or like even here, like Twitch or whatever, right? It's like freaking. I think I know a lot of people these days that do not watch like any movies, any TV shows. They only watch like YouTubers and streamers. So like, I don't know. I feel like it's just even more. It's even more annoying when you have to go so far out of your way to go watch other films or shows. Yeah, I know a person that watches anything exclusively on a free site. Exactly. I I won't say who these people are, right? But I know people that did that kind of stuff, and for a while, this is like a while back, right? They had to like download or not download. They had to get new computers or like laptops or whatever every couple of years just because of you know uh through the avenues that they peruse their stuff, um just happen to get like viruses or whatever on them, and that was just they're just like there's no way around it. So yeah, I don't know, there's ways freaking tough. Oh, it's a good like facial expression, this guy. Like I think this is fine, but maybe just like a just like a full on like small dot. I feel like the thing is with small facial expressions, the smaller you do, like the more uncharacteristically out of proportion it is, the funnier it looks. But also at the same time, the harder it is to visually comes across, because if it becomes too small, then you can't see it. I forget you're drawing. Yeah, no, it's because sometimes I lock in and sometimes I'm like, yeah, whatever. It all depends. It's just if I want to talk about freaking streaming subs or whatever, you know. I don't know. It's tough. Honestly, the problem is everything right now is so expensive. Just everything in general. So I feel like that's what also kind of makes the freaking stream like a streaming services less appealing. Yeah, I want like an FX here. Freak. Like I'm against people getting greedy. Exactly. Exactly. They just they don't want to deliver like a quality product. They just want to improve their bottom line, which is very unfortunate and probably the worst part of it all. I don't know. I say all this and I do agree with it, but I feel like it's starting to lead into a freaking negative doomerish thinking. I don't know. The frick. Oh yeah, probably just have the or yeah, this one makes it seem like he's like being kicked out. You know what I'm saying? It's like a freaking like he's like kicking it out, but the way the hand's moving, it looks like it's not actually following. It's like a one frame of it being held firmly grasped, as I guess Patrick would say, and the second one just like them being like, oh, it's out of my hand. What's the number one? Again, Anish, you gotta get on the spot. You gotta go watch some classic SpongeBob. It'll. I don't want to make any. I don't want to make it sound like it's like the greatest thing in the world, but it is pretty good. It is worth watching. I think even if you're past that age, because there's some classic jokes in there. They're eek. Maybe other funny. Again, earlier seasons are the best. Like seasons 1 to 3. I think some of the earliest episodes you might need to watch just for at least because they introduce characters. It's not very. It's like one of those shows that's like. It's like I think I have to say it's episodic. Like that could be the term. I might be wrong, but it's basically for most of the show. It's like there's not really like a followed continuity except for like a couple of instances where in the early episodes, obviously they introduce the character because it's the first time they've been on screen. I think probably if you don't watch any of that, I mean season 2 is like a thing. Season 2, season 3. There's also I was thinking about this. There's also Gumball. I guess you could watch. I mean maybe you're aware of Gumball because I feel like that's newer. Freaking. What was the relative of this? I remember watching Gumball back when it honestly like first started airing. I think like that was around that time. Dang, you can kind of peak actually. At least some episodes. It's more hit or miss, but the humor tends to be more like unexpected and I don't want to say like adult because it makes it sound like it's still a kid's show, but it feels more in line with more modern humor, where SpongeBob's more like almost not necessarily nonsensical, but it is more on the sort of like that goofy realm, but also just especially in the earlier seasons more witty, well written stuff. Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about this. I found a room in VR chat where you can just watch my episode. Really? Dang. The VR chat meta. It's crazy. I mean, again, I mean, if it's there, it's there. There, you also get sometimes like I think like you might be able to find some episodes like on YouTube or something, from like the official site. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe not. Also, I mean, I I know what's happened to other stuff. It's probably down now as well, but freaking, I don't know, like last year, was it last year or the year before last year when Minecraft movie came out? It was like a week after, maybe like a week or maybe like a month after the Minecraft movie came out. Someone like uploaded the entire thing to YouTube. It was freaking, it was cropped, and you couldn't see anything. It was really a terrible viewing experience after like the first like 10 minutes. But the first 10 minutes are basically like the same. So I was like, that's hilarious that someone would do this. Again, because I'm on the side, I cannot legally endorse piracy. But I just find that very funny. Yeah. The frick is. Yeah, we have like a one. Maybe honestly. Let's see. So the scene. You have this. Yeah, we want this to be potion seller. Give me your strongest potions. Is that relevant? Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. Apparently, I remember watching. I think it was Past Lives. I think that's the one. That movie. A while back, and I got really surprised because freaking, it was it's not exactly like an autobiography, but it's like a fictionalized autobiography of some woman's life, and she I looked it up on Google afterwards because I was curious, or on Wikipedia. I Wikipedia'd it, and apparently the director of that film or director and writer, what is married to the guy who made Potion Seller. It's like, dang, what a weirdly coincidental, little, funny little world we live in. Maybe adjust this one so it's a little smaller. No, I don't know if I want to do that. There you go. And then you duplicate this without the potion in it. Potion Seller, I'm going battle. I'm going into battle. I require your strongest potions. And then it's like a freaking hyper potion or whatever. I am into D&D. I freaking can never play D&D because I obsess over too much to DM, and then as a player I obsess over it too much to not be a hassle for DMs. So it's like a forbidden fruit for me, so I can never play it. But the last time I did try to play, I think the DM had like a character, or they made an NPC that was just the potion seller bit. And I think I was well, maybe not the only person, but I was like immediately like the guy who clocked it, because I was like, of course that's the meme, because of course it is. But that's like a common like, like thing. Someone's turning potion seller into like the tavern server, I guess. I don't know what it would be. I think it was like an Amatico video or something like that. It was like the male equivalent to like a tavern wench, is like a tavern weenie. Do you want to like a smash cut, or do you want him grabbing the collar? Grabbing the collar won't work. I'll just do a smash cut. Freaking. There we go. Sorry. I take a sip. Taking a drink. Staying hydrated for once. I think like a couple streams ago, I just did not have any water, or like I got water and I ran out like immediately. So I'm trying to be better about it, at least a little bit. Is it working? Who knows? It is what it is. You just need. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it. There we go. Another SpongeBob bit. Again, that's all I am. The SpongeBob bit dispenser. Look at the face. You got like a hyper zoom in sort of situation, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think I said this earlier before, but I was like, I'm kind of curious to see to figure out what the makeup of current day I guess like cultural children's shows are, or I guess stuff that you watch as a kid, because freaking if it's not SpongeBob, probably. I feel like that much can be said. But I don't know. That'd be something. And as long as it's not like freaking Megamind the TV show, it's probably alright. I don't know why that reminded me, but there's a freaking what I just remember this one post on like a Spider-Man like like group or whatever, or something like that. That was like complaining about Spidey and his new friends, like the kids TV show, and they were like, "Oh wow, you know this freaking I can't believe they just ruined the whole point of the Spider-Man." And keep in mind, this is like a literal children's TV show, like literal like maybe 4-year-old show. And then they were like, "No, what do you mean? It's just like a kids show." It's like, "Oh, but you know, insert all the other Spider-Man shows that are for kids, quote unquote, but you know, actually good." I just find it fun. I don't know, man. Like some people take this stuff way too seriously. Don't know. I watch anime. Maybe anime is the thing then. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing though. I mean, animes generally tend to be more risque. Uh, so I mean, I don't know. Like even like the most tame. Actually, I'm trying to think if that's true or not necessarily. I think in like this is a bold claim. I think maybe in like even like some of the most like yeah, exactly, the fan service. Even in some of the most like what could be considered like family friendly, you know, like anyone can watch it. It's not particularly like o- over the top or whatever. There's still like at least some like fan service that is kind of like uncomfortable to think about, like a like someone watching this who's not you're ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of fan service even in like the quote unquote the good ones. And even if you like even think about now, like unless you're saying like literally like a literal like baby show. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that being in Studio Ghibli. Uh, I think Studio Ghibli might be an exception. I don't know if I can say about that for all of them. I'm like just mentally kind of running through them now. Yeah, no, I think maybe generally safely, but I mean more of like anime like shows, if that makes sense. Ghibli is the exception that proves the rule. I don't know. I mean, One Piece has it. If you're gonna talk about One Piece, I know for a fact One Piece has it. One Piece has everything. Yeah. I just remember I know this because I think like a while ago I was like when I was younger and my brother was younger, he was like he was yeah, I don't know, maybe like 13 or something at this point. I mean 13, maybe younger. He was like 10, like 10, 11. I was like, "Oh, you could try watching anime." And then I really was trying to think of some examples that you could reasonably show like an 11-year-old that didn't have anything questionable in it. Like I was kind of struggling honestly when I was younger. My brother was younger. Okay, I'm pretty sure I may have not said it, but I mentally willed into existence an and in there. But no, I'll take the L on that one. Yeah, I mean, probably, yeah, yeah. You know what? Did I say anything wrong? I'm literally only seeing facts there, Anish. I don't know what you're talking about. Does his hair flip when he rotates? I don't know. Wait, let's Google this. Professor Oak. Yeah, I'm saying sometimes like in character designs, they'll never like they'll rotate, but then their hair won't rotate. But then sometimes it does, and it kind of throws everything off. Because when you think about it, it's like why would your hair rotate when you look in a different direction, or like you know flip horizontally? I guess more accurately. I mean, some pieces it does. I know OG Dragon Ball we find. No, wait. Actually, I say no like in such a immediate term. I don't know where it starts and where it ends, but isn't there like the whole thing about freaking Master Roshi or whatever? Like that whole character. Like I could be wrong. Maybe I am. Maybe that's like some sort of like maybe that's like not technically OG Dragon Ball, but like slightly after OG Dragon Ball. I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it's a guy. I don't know. I say this, but I haven't really seen OG Dragon Ball, but I would be surprised if it was entirely clean. Surely there's something in there that wouldn't fly. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, why? Yeah, it does kind of rotate when it looks the other way. Why? Who knows? Maybe just because it looks weird when it doesn't. It doesn't. It's like small parts. Yeah. I know, but like, oh, it's what you know what I mean. I'm saying it's not like something entirely clean, right? Like for like a kid, like you yeah, you wouldn't give like a kid like a entire like giant size Kit Kat bar and like hide like maybe like a small small bits of like metal in there and be like, well, it's like it's mostly fine. It's small parts. No, yeah, I'm being facetious right now, but I mean, you see what not good. I watched it and I turned out fine. Sort of thing. That's all right. What do you mean? They're posting NG Dance. They're fine. Yeah, and the way the hair looks right now, it's kind of freaking tossing me the loop. So I will flip it. That's why I'm kind of like. I think freaking anime with some very few exceptions. It's probably like that's probably like introduced to like a kid like not like a kid, like to a person when they're like in high school or something. Again, some exceptions exist, but who knows? Until the ripe old age of like 14 or whatever, all you guys freaking Coco Melon and what else is there? Like what, YouTube children videos, and then after that you can get dumped into the deep end. Uh, I don't know what's a popular manga or anime right now. Freaking shonen, and that's what you can get like Chainsaw Man. Maybe not that far. It's also very spiky. I realize in hindsight. Imagine showing Chainsaw Man to a 10-year-old. I You could probably maybe show like maybe 10, 20, and maybe you could show like 20% of the show, maybe. Like if you were to maybe I don't know. Or like the manga probably equivalent amount. You'd literally just cut out all the parts that have any like blood or gore or talk about that or that are talking about like breasts or whatever. And then you'd be left with maybe like a skeleton, be like so slim pickings, but you could show them be like a little bit of it. That almost happened to me. Please don't say that. It makes me shudder to think that Chainsaw Man was or kids version. Or kids version. Oh man. Exactly. It does kind of make me shiver to imagine though that someone could be shown Chainsaw Man is like old enough to be shown to like even like a joke scenario right now like a child. Swear. No, genuinely, I remember. I swear, my friends were talking about Chainsaw Man before. if they're talking about before the manga hit big. This is like I'll say 2017 actually. No, maybe not 2017. Maybe it was actually close to the pandemic, but it wasn't that long. It maybe hit it like a lot larger, like 2 years or something after they were there. It's like I was there for Fortnite before Fortnite. Maybe not. It was like the initial boom of Fortnite before Fortnite became like a kid, like exclusively like a meme. Which I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Does it still have that reputation? I think it kind of does, but I mean, like Fortnite's freaking. It's been around for long enough for that enough people have been talking about it otherwise. Although maybe it's just like the people who grew up on Fortnite have grown up and can now afford to speak about it like it isn't. By the way, I remember helping at a daycare, and it occurred to me that last week that kids were born after COVID. Ugh. Ugh. A nasty image. I mean, it makes sense though. It makes sense when you really boil it down though. Like, freak. Well, that's like the one. Another thing is like you like the other freaking thing that people say. It's like, oh, did you know that if you're that was it in it's not even 2006 anymore. It'd be 2008, right? Like kids born in 2008 or like adults now. Like ugh. The passage of time that does make sense, but that's not. Yeah, I refuse to believe that. The mind doesn't accept that exactly. Or freaking what else is there? There's the freaking uh there's like how long into 27, something like that. There's like a calculator I remember looking at. Countdown to no, not this. Percents. There's like an image that they'll show you how much of the years passed. It's it's this. This is the current state of that. I'll link it. Again, I think it might maybe there's a different one I was using at a different point, but this one does as well. Freaking this is nasty. Because you tell me I'm like frick, no, don't say that because I'm pretty sure the year started like not like too long ago. Like I know it started a while ago, but it didn't start like that long ago. Like in my mind, we're maybe in like 20% done. Like that's ugh. I used to share that with some coworkers, and then freaking yeah. I mean, take it with the calculator. A random website I googled just says it, so it must be true. I mean, certainly if you think about it, 'cause it's like the amount of months that's passed. It's basically been. I think literally today is like the third, right? Because it would be from January to February, January, February, March, April, uh, May, right? But we're the start of May, so basically the end of April. So it like math wise, it checks out. Like that's like effectively about 4 months in time passed, and there's 12 in a year. So it checks out, but it does feel like it doesn't really work. I don't know. There's some psychologist or whatever is probably having a field day with this sort of idea or suggestion. That we have the cake and that. Off screen. Probably we need like a. Yeah, we need this to be a little bit more in. Let me just move this here. Cut this. Oh. Paste it again like there. Delete the old one. The passive of time. You know, it haunts us all. What can we say? There we go. I need to fix the hair on the other ones as well. Ugh. I love copy and pasting layers and then having to redo them afterwards. Yippee! Hooray! Yippee! Yeah. Oh. My brother's moving this weekend, so we're gonna go visit him, see how that goes, you know, help him move a bit. Gonna be a fun time. Freaking just going there to visit him is gonna be a pain. It's freaking it's gonna be a car ride there, and honestly, long car rides, I'm kind of it's sort of airplanes. My immunity, my tolerance to them has been kind of like being decreased. But past that, it's starting to affect a lot of our stuff as well. I don't know. There's only so long you can sit in a car for before you're like, wait, this is actually really boring. This is actually entirely really not worth it. Airplane's still worse though by 100%. But teleportation do be looking like a better power each passing moment. Yeah, that was BB. I remember the bear. I remember the berry juice. Okay, but if you had teleportation, you could teleport to a place that serves berry juice. Ah, it fixes all your problems. Or if you had a, I mean, is there a teleportation or portal or the ability to create portals? I feel like creating portals is generally like a better form of teleportation. The only thing is just like it's not unless you're using it for like combat or something. I feel like portals is better because you could see teleportation being useful as like an at will sort of self thing, but I don't know. But portals, hey, you can go there, anyone can go there. Imagine if there are portals set up around in the world right now, where you just like walking through and can talk to anyone. That'd be incredible. But less airplane, boats, That's how they spawn in the huge construction machines. Mmm. That's your how they get them. No, I'm pretty sure the huge construction machines had to take an airplane like everyone else did. Or get in line. I don't know. I don't know why I'm just thinking about it, but there's like there's like an old freaking post somewhere online. I was like, oh, hey boss, sorry, I can't go to work today. A cat's on my car. And then the boss like, what do you mean you can't come into work? You can't be bothered to move a dang cat from your car. Freaking, I'm gonna fire you right now. And then they freaking just show like a photo of like a full on um like a crane or whatever that just like tipped onto the car or something. I don't know. I'll see if we can find it. I feel like the problem is whenever there's like a freaking uh like being like, oh, do you know what I'm talking, like a reference, I have to go through like a million layers uh of like searching. You have to type in like a million different keywords and hoping you find it. Oh frick, it's got the eye funny mark on it too. You know, that's all. It's like an ancient image. Oh dang it, so he wants to post on Facebook too. You know, that's an ancient image. Not gonna lie, it kind of pisses me off that people get fired for missing one day. Ridiculous. I mean, missing one day is like, it depends on what job you work. But yeah, one day is like kind of a, like, it's not really that long. Like you could at least afford them the grace of like maybe a couple times. Like, I don't know. But that being said, depends on the job as well. I mean, sometimes people will like miss a day and then they'll get fired, but then it's like a job that usually they'll fire them for other reasons than just that they're looking for, they're looking for excuses essentially. I found the image, but it's in like such a low quality. And the only thing people do is paste image, like the reposts of a single image, and it's like what do you mean? Where's the original? Yeah. Also, as well as like, if people get fired for missing one day, usually the boss is the same sort of person to play favorites, and then not fire anyone else that would do the same thing, just because might like them more. All right, they need to find like, oh, it's so low res. All right, I mean, oh my freaking gosh. All right, well, I'll show the thing. The best resolution I can get it in. This is the one I'm talking about. I don't know. I say, whenever I say stuff, I feel like the range of the reference to date is like 2022 before. Yeah, that was one. Like, it's nothing new. And then genuinely, I was talking to some people like a couple days ago, and they're like, "Oh, you're Unk. You're straight up Unk." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, bro. I know that. You don't have to say it like that because I know." This is not news to me. I don't know why this is news to you, honestly. Like, what the frick are we doing? It's like this year, maybe. Be good. Like not Ren and Stimpy, but sort of like a. Yeah, it's news to me. That's news to you, exactly. So Rick, I don't know. What is to know there these days, anyways? I feel like, well, I mean that's overly aggressive, but I feel like, sorry, I took a drink of something and freaking, jeez, dying. Um, I feel like these days references like zoom by at like a breakneck pace. Like, it's not, they don't they the staying power is not as high. So if you're aware and caught up to date one day, you're it's not necessarily true that the day you wake up tomorrow or whatever, the day afterwards, is you'd be aware. Because something will happen, or some other trend or something will pick up, and then you're like, oh, I have to relearn everything. That's how they get you on your phone, on your screen, on social media all the time. I was really saying on your phones like a freaking grandpa. Those dang phones. Back in my day, all you had is the freaking the bones that you used to commune with the spirits of the damned. Where the frick is? Yeah, something like that. The very angular chin. All right, or just jawline, I suppose. I know you. I also kind of forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, with the we used to get entertainment for a water bottle. Freaking, I, I think you're aware, but it's just putting it in such a like the way you're putting it is just incredibly funny, but also just like, oh yeah, I guess it is strange, but I mean, hey, it could be worse. Again, I don't know. Bottle flip wasn't that crazy. I will say that. I'm gonna say this is maybe like me being like a traitor to freaking well they were kids that were around during that time. Bottle flip was not that crazy. Right? It's just flipping a bottle. So I'm in agreement in that sense. That being said, I don't know if there were any trends that or think were particularly great during that period. I mean, I don't think any overly negative old man yells at cloud. I don't think any trend has been particularly ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like what's like is there any trend that's been like, wow, this is actually like really cool actually. When looking back in hindsight with zero nostalgia for what it was and just like objectively for what the trend was, for what the substance of its uh you know merit is. I just remember I did it when other people were doing it. You were doing it whenever people were doing it, but you weren't doing it when no one else was doing it. Wow, not a true bottle flip fan. I can't believe you're not a real fan of water. I'm kidding. Yeah, it's always water they put in those water bottles. Why don't they put anything interesting like hydrochloric acid? Oh, they put snake venom in there, huh? When I say that, wasn't there a time that it was like a? This is old, but I still remember this because it was still like kind of freaking relevant. I don't know. I just put some uranium or something. Yeah, duh, just that easy. You can't source like pure uranium just right at the bat right now and to put into some water bottle. Wow, wow, says a lot about you and your character. But there was I think I remember there was like a thing where it's like I truly forget why it was like this, but there's like some like contractor over at someone's house that had like a baby, right? And they put in a baby bottle, some something that was not definitely not safe to drink. I forgot what it was. It might have been like some like maybe not bleach, but some other cleaner. And then someone accidentally drank it, and it was like this whole thing. But it's like why would anyone put something like that in one of those bottles to begin with? Like that's just asking for trouble. What's our who would do this? Uh, that's the thing with like being having access to news from across the world. You get to see how everyone, I guess humanity collectively is just incredibly like awful and ill-sighted and etc. And there's something about the eyebrow. There we go. There we go. This is eye normally look like. His eye normally looks like this, but it's hard to get this to look like super menacing. I'm gonna do like, let me do like this. Get like a, you know what I'm saying? Like creepy pasta, realistic human eyes. This is not realistic human, hyper realistic human eye, but I don't know if I want to go that far. Are those still things? I mean, maybe they are. I just haven't heard of anyone talk about like creepy pastas in like a very long time. Maybe it just got replaced with freaking horror YouTube videos or something. Or is SCP a creepy pasta? I don't know if that's necessarily the same thing. Same vein, but not exactly. Maybe the same. I'll make a new layer for this because I don't know how deep I want to go with the expressions. I know a lot of artists who do really good, like incredible, like static expressions, like you know, saying like with comics or for bits or whatever. They those look like they take a lot of work, and I kind of want to do some of those, but also at the same time the hyperrealistic style or not hyper detailed, not necessarily something I want to do often. Like deep eye bags, just like something like this. Yes, I always keep forgetting to flip the canvas. I'm not gonna lie, freaking this happens. Going for traditional, it's like, what do you mean flip the canvas? You can get like a mirror or whatever. You know, it's like little red mirrors where they had art in like grade school. You use one of those. Sure. I mean, you lower the a little bit. Oh, the rest of the face too. Sure, why not? I love having multiple layers, but at the same time, having to like tab or click to get through the layers is it's something. It's something, all right. Where is? There we go. Probably lunges again afterwards, but yeah, it's a very flat. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. Oh, you gotta drink water. It wasn't water. It was just freaking. I got like a fruit smoothie because those are peak, genuinely peak. I was choking because there's like a million C's in it, but it's so good. I also have actual water, but I mean, sometimes you just want flavor. Another peak thing is okay. All right. This is the one big. Gintama. I don't think Gintama has a lot of seasons, does it? Actually, I could be wrong. Okay, I'm googling it right now as we speak. Wait, hold up. Wait a second. Hold up. Yeah. I because what I'm seeing, I'm seeing right now, right? Friggin' a cursory glance. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe it's like different seasons of it, like sequels. Yeah. I think it's counting sequels. Yeah, there are like a million sequels though. I'll tell you that. Cause they're still going. There's still more. Like on the regular the IMDb page said 2005 to 2021. So I was like, what? I was like, there's no way. And then lo and behold, yeah, 2021. Different seasons, but dang, top rated episodes are from 2000 or 2011, 2016. Dang. I guess they're still going with it. 349 episodes. Okay, that's a lot, but that's not One Piece long. I can say that, but that's like comparing it to the longest one, I think, or one of the longest ones. I don't know. I never seen it. But I think I got recommended to it before because it was like, oh, it's comedy. You like a comedy, right? Right now. Maybe I have to look at it again, but it might be at least not for this one. But there are some older animes I cannot watch because of the art style. The the art is just something that I'm like I can't look at. It looks too dated. It looks so old. Not like a retro way. It's just like there's a very specific era of anime like art where the eyes look too bug like. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you like the comedy of rabbits. I'm telling you, I don't know. It has to, if it's done well, it's done well. But I think doing reference comedy very well is very difficult. There's a lot because it's very easy to fall in the trap as a writer and then be like, oh, I'm gonna reference other stuff. Again, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And honestly, sometimes there's no real like formula to it. Sometimes it's just based on what you're referencing, the mood, etc., the work itself. Normally for this, I usually do like cell shading, but it's very difficult to kind of apply cell shading in a very flat shaded sense because it's all just freaking it's all just like full values. Like as a references, they make it as obvious as possible. Yeah, I know, but I mean, again, it depends. It's a case by case basis, but it's like if it's, I'd be very wary of something that's that prides itself on reference humor. It's anime Family Guy. That I wonder what happened if you were to tell like a. I mean, maybe if you were to say that to some other like diehard like Gintama fan, I wonder what they'd say. I have no clue. I think I'll try the freaking rendering out the expression at a different time. I got stuff to go through. Oh, Family Guy is like one of those things that it's like people be watching that on YouTube like clip shorts or whatever these days. That's what I'm saying. Like it pops up. You know what I mean? Like freaking I don't know. I feel like it's been relevant, but it's fallen off and it's become relevant again because of that. But I don't know. I think it's a bit strange. I think it's a bit like a dark necromancy that's happening in right in front of our eyes. But who's to say? I've seen some people say they're familiar. Well, I mean, they'd probably know. As someone who's seen neither Family Guy nor Gintama, if someone's like Family Guy and Gintama are the same, sure, I'll believe you. Like that's a comparison that I truly have no authority or stake in. If you're to say they're completely unfamiliar, I would also not have any stake in either way. So you could say that. I mean, honest, I was just seeing random episodes. You tell me you haven't watched all 350 episodes? You fake fan? I'm kidding. It was on like clips or like you just like go through specifically be like going to like the Gintama page and just like clicking the different episodes and being like, oh yeah, this one looks funny. The title looks on this one looks kind of interesting. I'm assuming it's the former, but if it's the latter, more power to you. Thing is, Gintama isn't really an anime you can binge. Why not? What yeah, you can hypothetically binge any anime. I don't know what you're talking about. It's all doable. Nah, my brother is just watching sometimes. I watch it. Oh, okay, cool. That makes more sense. As opposed to I mean, I don't know. I've seen some people with unhinged things. Your mouth gets sore from laughing too hard. Okay, okay, sure. Sure, sure. Huh. I I was sorry. I was gonna say. I think some people are really unhinged with watching stuff because I remember there's like a podcast that I used to not a podcast but like a Dungeons and Dragons like actual play that was only in audio form, so it was technically a podcast. But I know there's like I told someone I watched a or listened to a podcast once, and they're like they had like a very like shocked reaction. I was like I understand, I guess. Anyways, I was watching one of those, and someone they were mentioning because it was like a serialized show that someone came in and watched at the very last, like the most recent episode, was like in the middle of like a season. They're like, what the frick? What is any of this? I don't know what any of this is. And they just watched it from like reverse chronological order. I think that's so funny. But also there's like another I don't forget what the source is, but I remember reading about someone or maybe hearing it from someone else who said that they only watched the like last episode of like a show or like a season or something. It's either a show or season. Just to see what's about, but not actually like they want to see the resolution of like the characters and the arcs or whatever, but they don't really care for anything else of the middle bits. So I don't know. The way some people watch things is it can be incredibly unhinged. Oh, I'm trying to think of what the angle for this one is. I can't imagine what the Gintama manga's like. I think you don't have to imagine. You can go read it. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a case of like I actually have no clue because I don't know. They could have adapted it and then made it like exactly or not exactly the same. They could made it like kind of the opposite, where it's like more serious in the manga and then the anime is more jokey. But if it's the same, I don't freaking know. I'm hearing about a guy who skipped all the story of One Piece to get to the fights. Unhinged behavior. Again, this is like these are this is like truly some unreal like a watching slash reading behavior. Freaking who would think to do this but people who have only chaos in their hearts. So maybe I'll do like a different angle. I want to do like this. It was Psyduck and Unknown. That's what I want to do. Something like that. So I want from this way. Also, I remember seeing a guy watch One Piece in one sitting. Technically, okay. Well, again, yeah, I feel like that technically has to be like addressed because, right, again, what they did they put on like 500 times speed and get like a seizure or something? You're like, what happened? Or you're telling me that they locked themselves in a room for like I'm assuming like 4 months. I actually don't know the exact time it would take to watch all of One Piece start to finish, in a reasonable healthy manner. I mean not reasonable healthy manner. I mean like 16 hours a day, basically taking breaks to eat like sleep. But they like lock themselves in a room with like a toilet nearby and then freaking got food delivered to them like every like you can sleep and do other stuff, but you have to watch. Is that one sitting? I don't know. Like I'm not a proponent of like smart glasses or whatever. I think they're incredibly dumb and stupid. But if you just had like a pair of smart glasses and you put them on passively, like would that count? Like I don't know. They want the grocery shopping while having fun, exactly. Or like you could have like a watch and your watch has the show on. You know what I mean? Like a smart watch. I mean, does that really count? I don't know. Where's like the whole like inhuman endurance effort to watch an entire show, uh you know, just kept trapped like a medieval torture peasant and just watch it from there, huh? Oh, I do remember them like on the show. Well, here's the thing, right? Like probably I'd imagine unless it was like some like third party has like forced them uh to enjoy it, then like it's very difficult to be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch a show for like in one giant sitting and I'm not gonna like any of it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't like it, you'd probably stop like at a certain point, and the video just wouldn't get made, or like the article or the record or whatever. Like you just call it quits. Like I think it was very recent. I don't really want to drink it. Actually, I won't say it. I'm gonna get a drink first. There we go. There we go. I think from experience, what I'll say is this: from experience, I think if there's something that you really don't want to do that you don't really have to do, don't do it. I mean, obviously that's like super vague and broad, and probably there's some exceptions about like freaking I don't know. Don't torture yourself uh because because someone else's entertainment. Where the frick is? Remember though, maybe this is like facing the other way because it's like the Pokemon battle scene. Oh, this is kind of breaking the 180 rule though, a little bit, a little bit. Oh, right. It could just be like a freaking. No. I think I have to do a different take of this. NG dance. We dance. I know someone who started like just like trying out like a couple dances like here and there, and now literally they cannot stop dancing whenever they stand still. Like it's like it's genuinely uncontrollable on their point. And I see this happening, and I'm like, this is cartoon character behavior. This is Metopia. No, sorry. This is Tomodachi Life me behavior. But I guess I don't know. Again, somebody will get addicted to anything. Called ADHD. Maybe I don't know. Probably. Is that what it is? Maybe. Maybe I might need to bring that up to them because they're like, oh, I might have it. Maybe not. That's why they got to learn the NG dance so they can just do that and perform peak all the time. If you had an idol dance, what would you pick? That wasn't the NG dance because I know what you're gonna say, right? Freaking nah. Like an idol animation, but like a dance. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Is there a good one? Again, I don't know if it's a dance. It's like the freaking thing you can do where you can make it look like you're running, but like you're running in place. Yeah. That's something is that you can't stand still because I've heard a guy having to walk around comments with ADHD. Interesting. More to know. It's up at. How's it going? This. We're just chatting in Again, we're just drawing again, so this is just basically like a just chatting stream with a drawing label attached. Just we're doing our nuzlocke art. By the way, I can do the running place thing. Kind of fun to do. Yeah. I'm gonna be so real. If you could do that as an idle dance, I'd pick that. Freaking that's wild. Where so if you had so whenever you stood still, right? Imagine this. If you had to do like a video game idle animation, but it would have to be like a dance. What dance would it be, right? Because I think I see the energy as that. That reminds me. There's a character in League of Legends. I don't know if anyone. Freaking, I'm bringing up like a cursed subject here, but there's a character in League of Legends that used to play Nautilus who'd like basically swim in the air because he was a diver. Freaking, if you're gonna do the rotate on axis thing, I'd want to be like do like a swim in the air sort of dance. It's not really a dance, it's more a joke, but yeah. It'd be good. I'd be good just updating all my trailer and restart. Oh freak. That it's good to hear that you're good, but also saying that sounds like a lot of work. I think this is gonna be a. What was the scene? This scene's gonna be just. He's like panicking. And you're like, oh frick, my Pokemon's gonna die. Fall actually. How are you? Yeah, all right, all right. I'm gonna go on a trip. Not really a big trip. I'm just gonna help my brother move. Tomorrow, so got freaking sleep early and freaking car rides are gonna be a pain, but otherwise decent. And I'm not swimming in the air right now, so unfortunately, it could be things could be better. The spin actually. Okay, but like if you say that right, would that just be like your face like spinning around like a cartoon character, or would it be you turning into a giant ball and then spinning around, or how does this work? Or do you mean like in a video game how there's like a character creation, you can I stand still and you can spin around your model? Is that it? That could be something. There's only two trailers from a game. One's the intro, one's the main background trailer. Okay. Frick. That's not bad. That's not bad. Again, uh, I still think making a trailer is like that does sound like a lot, right? I do emphasize. I do empathize. The freaking I had to make a trailer for like a game like a long time ago, and I was like, oh frig, this is like that's not the worst thing in the world once you have enough like stuff to show off, but like, just getting making it work like a trailer and actually want make people want to do things is that is definitely a skill. The gameplay trailer will be fun, yeah, exactly. I think gameplay trailer is probably like the like probably one of the most fun, but also like the I want to say like the easiest, but like the ones you can get through relatively fine just with your current like assets and stuff, right? Like you're not like ideally you're not making anything new for the gameplay trailer, other than like certain trailer assets, but you're not like having to code in new things just for a trailer. Ruby, no worries, Anish. And gotta draw the freaking expressions. After this trailer for the main bag, I need to work on an episode for the show. I stopped working. Oh frick. I think it's good that you're at least trying to get back into it though. I'll say once you stop working on something, it can be very difficult to get back into, as I am unfortunately very well aware of. After having honestly, that's a problem of having multiple like projects active at once. It's like, well, if you have one project at once, you're like, okay, cool, I can focus all my attention on it, right? But then sometimes you're like, oh, I want to work on something else. So then you start up a second project, and it's like, well, frick. But now I actually have to work on this project, and it takes away time from the main one. It's pain. It's all in pain. Yeah, like episode one. I don't know. Oh, so one sounds cool though. What's the show about? If you, I mean, if you feel comfortable sharing. What the frick do you do? That's just gonna take a long time. But no worries. And genuinely, I feel like the thing is like even making something that you think is like gonna be like super easy, it ends up taking a long time because I was like, oh, I'm gonna make like an animated yeah, kind of like a show. Honestly, kind of animated. And even that took me like a solid bit, even when I was like trying to scope it down as much as possible, just because of how, like uh scope creep works out. It was about dreams. And interesting. I think there's a lot of room for possibility there. A lot of stuff you could do within that realm. Also, like, I, as far as last I heard about the subject, freaking dreams are still quite an enigma in the field of science. So it's like freaking, I don't know. Who knows what other purposes or reasoning of why we dream is out there. So be a lot. If you had a place for me to show you my art, well, you will. Sorry, let me read that again. If you had a place for me to show you my art, you will. How long everything takes? I'm assuming there's you will know how long everything will take. Maybe not. I mean, I don't really. I think at some point, someone's asking about Discord, but Discord management is all. It seems like a lot, and I'd rather not need to think about it until it becomes necessary, if that makes sense. If you have like a link to like our portfolio or something on like maybe like a hosted site, I can maybe take a look. I mean, I'd probably just like whisper it to me on Twitch or something, but yeah, email. Uh, I mean, I guess you could. I mean, I don't know. Do I actually have an email? I might need to set up like an inbox for that because I do have a different email, but I don't know if I have one set up for this purpose yet. So maybe hold off on that, but I'll get back to you in a bit on that. You know, the list of many things to set up when you get like a freaking new account. Not like fully new, but you know what I mean. It's like a million. Uh, the amount of pains and suffering I had to do for just all the changing emails of our things, changing usernames, you know, and looking through usernames. Oh, I'm rambling now, but I'm just like I blocked out like that part of my memory like 2 months ago and freaking picking a name. Something like this hair. I don't know. Freaking, I didn't even figure out how to get this hair drawn in like a very decent fashion, you know, from the front facing view. Ah. Freaking weekend though. It's you congratulations, you survived the week. Now you get, I'm assuming you get at least 2 days of rest. You can holy. I think I asked it for this close to the start of the stream, but I don't know. Anyone got any cool weekend plans? We can. Like I said before, I'm gonna go visit my brother, but I don't. I'm probably gonna have to do like a million other freaking things for this accursed video, so it's probably my weekend. I am my own boss. There we go. W. You'll love to see it. Honestly, I think that's the way to go. Just genuinely, generally, I don't know. Freaking 9 to 5 sort of life. I don't know if I can do that anymore. I don't know if that's something I necessarily agree with. Being your own boss, sort of like working your own hours, having control over what you want to do, or I guess creatively, is something that I think is really cool. So, but very you can do it. And I say no break until you do the trailer. I probably take maybe a little break, you know, here and there, so you avoid burnout. But I understand. I see the vision. I see the vision. Freaking, I'm telling you, burnout's crazy. I don't know. I got massive burnout when I was working on my comic because I was putting in like I was working in like a full-time job at that point, and then freaking or more accurately, I started working my full-time job, and then I had to do like a million hours on the side for the comic, which just made everything like take so long, and creatively it was very draining. You know, it was exhausting to do work from like, you know, like midnight to like 4 a.m. Each weeknight. It was a lot. But yeah. So I mean, probably don't burn out, but as long as you're on top of it, I mean, it seems like you got it. I had from my 1.0 trailer, but this is 3.1. Gotcha. So you know, I'm assuming at least you got that. You know the pitfalls, you know what to avoid. So that's good to hear. You know, why did I draw years on this character? I don't think I've drawn that many years on this character actually. Freaking. I don't draw any ears on this character. I don't draw nose on this character. Is this character even? Is this even really one of my character designs? Ugh. I ran out of drink. Yeah. Probably stream for. It's been about 3 hours. I'll probably maybe go for like 3.5 or something. Maybe. You know, ran out of water. Oh, it is. My top hat will be in the trailer. Ah, there we go. It's the name as the namesake foretells. Is the when do you think the trailer is gonna be finished and ready? You think? I don't know. Maybe its eyes like rolling around. Something with this hair that's kind of freaking bothering me. You can raise it a little bit actually. The next one for this month. Okay. Okay. There we go. That's actually it's pretty quick actually. Let me know though. Sounds interesting. Let's see. Can, yeah, there's something about this hair that's throwing me off. I have a Discord server for my show, but I don't think running it. I see. It's W. Oh. Oh. I'm very boomer when it comes to Discord though. I don't know. I very which isn't necessarily is anything of like with you or anything in particular. It's just I've realized I don't use it in the way some other people use it where they like join a lot of other like public service or whatever. I just have like I just have it for like basically friends and like DMs at this point. uh, Old. The frick is it's something with his hair. Something about it throwing me. I don't have paying too much attention to it. I'm just gonna redo it anyways afterwards. Tiny little guy. Tiny little, not maybe not baby boy. Again, still deciding on the age for this character, but maybe indeterminate age, as of yet indeterminate age between uh like freaking 13 and maybe 21, which is a very large range. Even on 13 is kind of like a little low. I don't know. Like, if you're a Pokemon trainer and you're roaming around the world, at the age of 10, I don't know. That's you can I can survive in the wild, in the wilderness. As the main bad girl will have her past and present future somewhat. Sorry, let me read that again. As the main bad girl will have her past and present and future for some parts of the trailer. Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like you got quite a bit of stuff for the trailer then. Good. Yeah, sounds interesting. And again, I think. Oh, I guess it was the game in the show. Yeah. And animated stuff is always really cool. Just how you fix the past only. I mean, I guess fixing the future. Fixing the future is a I guess like that's like an incredible like difficulty, right? How are you gonna? I mean, in the sense that if the future is not like a fixed like period and it's just like a generalized sense, then freaking I guess you can't only fix the past, right? How are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, your actions will affect the future, but at the same time, how would you know the future is? And she learns bad things can happen in the future, and she'll lose it. Uh, Sick. So she becomes evil. The village and the such freaking. I was gonna say the villain origin story, but I completely flubbed it like a fool. The villain origin story. The fake future. Okay, okay. Fake future goes hard as like an album title, by the way, or like a freaking anime the what arc like name. I don't know. Just has that vibe to it. It's alliteration. That's what it is. Taking the power of just repeating a syllable over again. Not even a syllable, just like a sound. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sounds interesting. Let me know when it's ready to go. Yeah, I'll go watch. The frick is? I think it was I have X account, YouTube account. Yeah. In a Twitter account. Yeah. I just can't get over why the frick did they try to rename it to X? I don't get it. Why? What's the point? Why the frick did they do that? Who thought that was a good idea? For real. You know, we all know the answer, but freaking uh, uh. I say I'm more partial to Blue Sky, but freaking I still have yet to actually start using it, which I need to at some point. It's just freaking I'll get around. I have like a million other stuff that I need to do first. I'll probably start using when I actually like get something to like post about, if that makes sense. But I don't know. Like that. Oh, freaking hairs. That's me. I think also probably Tifa. Hmm. First off, this needs to go in the foreground. For real, for real. Alright, oh, freak, but it's already been like. It's already been. No, 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 hold on. What we do is this, right? We move you to the corner. You go to the corner here. You make you like relatively small. Side there to this corner. Side. This is the nose. Or the bill. Sorry. That's the bill. Meanwhile, I'm a waiter. There's 7 timekeepers in the shoes. The only one that becomes evil. Dang. I mean, well, actually, if you think about it, right, that's not like a bad like track. I mean, that's like 1 in 7 is like that's not bad in terms of like good to evil ratio of you know what I'm saying. Like actually, what's the bill look like? Something like this. What's the bill look like me when I'm talking to the waiter at its you know prior mentioned restaurant. I don't know, freaking. What's the damage? You know, become that customer at the restaurant. Maybe don't do this. Maybe he's not that passive. Maybe he's like, oh, but he's like, he's like calling out. It's like, well, wait, but she's gonna die, and he's like kind of reaching out. Oh, frick, that's a crack. The person who made her evil is the a big bad guy who can change scripts or stories for characters or anything. Dang. I think meta, when used correctly, meta powers like that are actually kind of just really interesting. There's like a certain thing element to it. I don't know. This is maybe a far stretch for I don't know, for some, but like if you ever read the Order of the Stick web comic, there is like a villain in the story who basically treats everything in the story as if it were a story. So he knows he's a villain, but he's relishing it, and he's like he wants his son to like take uh basically take him down, but do it in the most dramatic way possible because it's all a story to him, and freaking stuff like that's like interesting. Or even stuff like where you know, I think it's Men in Tights. Freaking, I don't know. I watched it specifically because of one clip of the was it the freaking, it was like a joke of like where the character like looks through the script for the movie. Like, wait a second, that doesn't happen in the script. Like, I don't know. Stuff like that's like really, really interesting to me. Uh but the big bad guy can get killed easily. Like I'm like a mastermind sort of type character. I don't know. Those fun too, I guess. You can, I wish more games would do something like this, but the Mysterio in Spider-Man 2. I've never played Spider-Man 2, but I know of this clip because it's a little infamous where there's like this guy heckling you the entire time, Mysterio, and then he there's like a whole, like, you know, it's like other boss battles that you have to go through against this character. It was, and then like you fight him, and then these are actual boss battles, and then eventually you like go for like one final confrontation against this guy, and he charges like 5 different health bars, freaking, and then you just punch him once, and you shatter through all of them. That's the funniest thing in the world. Oh, I see more of that. Of course, you have to build it up properly, right? You have to make sure that the villain before it, like it's like a proper surprise, and like it's like uh it you have like stakes and tension of the character beforehand. But then when the final confrontation, it's like, oh, they're just little guy. There's also the inverse, where it's a freaking Tinker Knight from Shovel Knight, right? Where it's like you go fight the boss, and it's like this little like just little wrench throwing dude. You're like, oh, it's nobody. You beat them, and then it's phase 2, buddy, and then they hop into this giant freaking mech, and then that's the actual fight because the first part of the fight's like nothing. Yeah, probably. I don't want this arm angle. Oh, they need to do more stuff like that. They need to do more like gimmick fights, or not gimmick fights, but, you know, like just like you said, like saying something new. What's something new in the scene? Me when I'm working in Unity, in Unity version control. Uh, like he might be like your point. He's like Yeah, I see the vision now. I see the vision now. He's like, maybe save this expression or face for a different time, and then do the. Actually, we duplicate this. Actually, duplicate this. Save that. We just have that saved. Keep this layer. Keep that up there. Oh wow, freaking! It's a problem of having like bones or freaking bone being old, being any stretched like a million times. The big bad guy has titles like the Dead Star for the game and the Nightmare King for the show about dreams. Oh, are they connected? That's sick. I don't know as the Dead Star. And I think when I started making stuff, I wanted everything to be in a connected universe, and I was like, that's cool as heck. But I think I took it the wrong way, and I tried to make it like literally like tried to make multiversally the same universe, and it just became so complex that I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna make individual things. Uh, which I mean, it set me back a little bit, but it wasn't like that much to correct. But freaking, there's a lot of work with that. The game and the show are in different universes one world. That's interesting. But again, you can do like a different take on the stuff. That also opens up a lot of avenues for just like uh opportunities to kind of like reward people for following both, right? Like you'd be like, oh, there's this one character or whatever, and then they'd be like, oh, fans would be like, oh, that's like the character that was like super heavily prominent in the other version or of the of the world. Cool. Go that far. I want to go this far. I'm here. Here's can go every universe thing. Freaking broken. I don't know. Freaking can multiversal travel is quite something. I don't know. Or I guess I'm not saying multiversal travel, but just more dimensional travel, I suppose. Freaking I don't know. Kind of reminds me of everything everywhere all at once. Where the villain, yeah. Actually, I won't say anything about the movie because the freaking movie is like actually really good. And if anyone hasn't seen it yet, I'd recommend it. But I don't know. Freaking, I think it's I don't know, like if I feel like it came out like really recently, but it wasn't really that recently. It's the like but they live in the city and the point. It's not a universe. It's not in a universe. Yeah, interesting. Not in a universe. Maybe like a shared universe, you mean? Or yeah, I'm asking a lot of questions. I mean, maybe this is maybe it's just explained in the show, right? The game. It does not show up in the game or show. Extended lore. I need to figure out a way to like actually, maybe not for myself necessarily. I used to use a OneNote to track world building lore, but then I switched over to Obsidian, which is like infinitely better, right? But I need to figure out a way to like store or kind of easily write and share world building notes. I think Obsidian has a way you could post them online. I just need to look into that more. The freaking there's a lot of stuff that that's out there. I don't know if all it's necessarily good. So, I mean, like services, like again, you could make a website for it, but that's a while. I mean, a website might go with the Obsidian thing. Who knows? Like the hair look like that. Like this, like that. I need to like go look at those. Like I need to update those actually, like the freaking lore documents, just because it's been a while. Freaking, there's also the problem with world building for something is freaking you can world build infinitely, like until you're dead. Like there's just so much stuff you can do, and it's just a problem of figuring out when and where to kind of like stop or like kind of like what's good enough or how deep detail you try to go to. I try to get help for my show, but people not see the unpaid thing on the roll for artist left. Yeah, I think there's some. I think if you want unpaid help, you have to be very upfront about it. Yeah, that's the thing. I think like you said though, it's like sometimes people just don't see this stuff. But you have to make it like really. I mean, some people never. They'll look through the whole thing and then not register the one word you need them to register. But you just gotta, yeah. I mean, like, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta make it like really obvious. But again, like I'm saying though, it's freaking. Some people will not see it. I still see like sometimes it's always evident as well because like sometimes like not even related to just like finding like posts for like things like that like jobs or whatever. It's just like when people will make a post somewhere and in the post they clearly say something and then in the replies someone will say something that obviously signifies they haven't read the one important part of the post. It's like what the frick. I don't know. Yeah, I think there's a couple places you could look for this stuff. I think I'm an artist, maybe artist, maybe not. I don't know. I think there's some places on Reddit you could look for probably that. Also over social media. I don't know. Not necessarily for art. I mean, I guess it's for art. It's for other stuff. I used yeah, I don't know if you could maybe there's artists on there or not, but I used a casting call club for voice actors, and I know they have an option for artists, but I'm not sure if there's a like there's an active number of people on there that use it for art for that reason. Yeah, is that one? Yeah. That's even weirder though, because then doesn't it like explicitly say like unpaid? I don't know. Like are you even on like the things right? Like if it's paid, they'll see like a dollar amount or like a rate. Yeah, I don't know. Some people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. It did say unpaid, so it's like, but like because when you put something for paid, like the tag changes to from unpaid to like the dollar amount or rate. So like it's like it's a little not strange. It's just a little like kind of like weird or like frustrating that they didn't see that. Oh, how's it going? Edgy dance for real, for real. We do be dancing. That's the last thing I said. Hey, I mean, you'll find someone. You'll find. Don't worry. Probably gonna end soon. Maybe not. Maybe I'll give it like 5 minutes or something. I don't know. I need to get a drink, like an actual drink, and it's like might be ending. Huh? Oh, I was going. We're just talking about Top is talking about like their show, and they're saying like about a bunch of stuff about like getting help or like finding people to like work on it. I mean, if you're losing hope on it, I think there's a couple things you could do. I mean, if you want my opinion of someone who is looking at this from like a largely outside perspective, scope down. That's one of the biggest things you can do for yourself. So whatever project you have, scope down ridiculously. Like make it so small that you're like, this is so achievable, and then you just need to do it from there on. Because if you make it to a point where you're like, well, I could do it, but it'd take a little bit, then you're not ready for when it balloons out of control because of what you imagine to be a little bit actually turns out to be like a whole bunch of other stuff that you did not foresee. And then you're like, wait a second, I thought I was prepared, and then now this is like way larger than I thought it was ever gonna be. Oh no. That's something I can say for that on that front. I don't know. That's probably like my largest one. Other thing is like maybe to like take a break or like start a different start a different project. I mean, start like kind of build up to it. This is like a side sort of like a side bit to scope down. It's like if you're finding it too daunting to work on, then you can try other you're handed other smaller projects that will eventually you'll learn through that process and then kind of gain the confidence and knowledge you need to work on whatever project that you really kind of want to work on. I think this bag is so boxy. This is this again. Okay, we're gonna try to get. I don't think that's. Look, if it happens, it happens. I just don't think that's a very uh maybe not realistic. Like that is kind of you're relying on something that's kind of out of your control, really, right? Like if you if you're working on a project and you're like, oh, I only want to continue it if uh like so and so or whatever will see it and then want to work with me and pick it up from there. I think that it could happen. It's very unlikely and something that you cannot directly control. So it's something that is also maybe might contribute to like being like disappointed by it, right? I think if you keep it more within your own scope and yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm misreading it. Yeah, sure, but yeah, if you have the resilience to keep working on it, then I think that's good. I'm just like yeah, uh, at least I don't know. That's my own personal thoughts on it, but this hat's so huge. Yeah, yeah. W drawing, W friends. Freaking. This looks so mad. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, because they drew it like that. It's very concerned. There we go. Yes. I freaking love, not for all characters, but I love having eyebrows that rest on top of the hair, even though it doesn't really make any sense from like a realistic logistic point of view. That was a, I turned into a lyricist for like a split second. Realistic, logistic, holistic, spiritualistic, one miracle, spiritual, miracle, lyrical, spherical, lyrical, lyrical, individual. This is Ghost around. Maybe. I will say I've been listening to more. I've been listening to more freaking uh rap ciphers. There's basically just collaborations, but they're long. But the reason why is because I put them on the background and they're like longer video. They're longer songs, right? They're like at least the ones I'm thinking of right now are somewhere in the length of like 6 to like 11 minutes, maybe. In comparison to like, like a normal song. I mean, regardless, you could just put on a playlist. But freaking, I don't know. For some reason, I've had like a real aversion to Spotify like these last couple weeks. So I don't know. I just been putting stuff on, or just listening to stuff on YouTube. But that's the code. So you don't have to like go through. You don't have to swap the song you're listening to manually that often. The way to go. If I had the ability to rap, I would do it, but I cannot. I flub words too often. This bag needs to be open at some point. Yeah, something like that. I don't know, maybe. That's probably good enough. I think probably gonna end it here. It's like 10 minutes. Sure, it's whatever, close enough. I need to go drink anyways. Funny thing is, I basically mumble anytime I try to sing along songs. My vocal cords is so weak. It's I mean, mumbling along that's kind of the way you do it, right? Like especially if you're like kind of iffy on the lyrics sometimes. Like here's the thing, right? Sometimes you'll know a lyric, but then you're like try to. It's like you know it when you hear it, but you don't know it enough to sing it by memory. So it's like you kind of just like mumble to be like yeah, kind of just get through it and make it sound like you have it, but in reality you're like you're a little short. I don't know. I think kind of same. I think as well. The thing is too is like some songs like the tempo and the speed at which they sing at is actually really quick, and you really need to be on top of your game. I'll say that is another one. The freaking Moon Knight, the random VS Moon Knight image is that one's also peak. That one's also pretty good. Now all you need to get is freaking Marvel Rivals Moon Knight NG dancing, I guess. And that's the new one. I say though, I don't know. I think there's probably ways to like train and become better at singing, but like probably I don't know, probably that's like a later date or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'll probably end it here. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Thank you all the chatters, lurkers. Again, everyone here. Really appreciate it. Next stream probably next week. I think. I think probably. I say that like it's not the end of the week freaking the regular week and not the weekend, and then I don't stream on the weekend freaking. But yeah, I don't know, probably Monday, but I'll update the schedule if I remember to do so. But yeah, take care. All right, thanks. Thanks anyways. See ya. Appreciate it, Anish.